Hello, Crystal. Hello, George. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm doing well. How are you? Hello, Patrice. Welcome. Hello. I am doing great. So I have up here, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. That's what you have to remember about yourself. That is who I am is. You are the truth of your experience. You are the way in which your desires, your experiences of life comes through. You are the life. You give life to all of your desires. It's all you. There's nothing outside of you. There's not some God in the sky, some external being saying, yes, you can, or you can't have something. Everything begins and ends with you. You are the awareness. You are the I am. You are the consciousness. Hey, dream woman. Hey. It's all you. Nothing outside of you. I know a lot of times we talk about God and it may appear that we're talking about something external to you. Always remember we're talking about you. You are the cause. You are the reason. There's no other cause. There's nothing else happening. Everything is happening as a result of your thinking. Is your thoughts literally becoming things? Hey, Alicia, happy Saturday. And those things are the people, the places, the ideas, the experiences, the circumstances, the situations. So yesterday, Key was talking about sales and making money and how she helped change her employee. Yes, to make more sales. I missed it and I could see the live from yesterday. Can you repeat that? Yesterday on. Okay, well, I can't repeat it because I don't really remember what she said, but I'll upload the live to YouTube. If she comes back in, she may be able to repeat it. But no, I don't remember everything she said. Hey, Rain, welcome. Well, it's hard for me to add my own input to a story that I really don't recollect. I just know that everything is based on your conception of yourself. Everything is based on what you accept about you, your belief in you, your ability to see the end and expect. It's all about your self-concept. Right. You have to see that you're already that person, right? You have to see that the tools that you've gathered, everything that you're doing is as a result of you, right? What does that look like? What does the end look like? How are you perceiving your reality? What are you thinking about when it comes to sales? Are you worrying about it? Are you nervous about it? Or are you trusting and giving your mindset? It's about you already making the sales. It's about giving thanks and focusing on being the best salesperson, right? Because I know she was piggyback on what Kevin was referring to about how he helped his salespeople, right? He took the focus off the money and put the focus on what? On you as the salesperson, right? Bring it back to you and take it off the money, right? Because if you're the top salesperson, if you're increasing in sales, it's based on your concept of yourself, right? That's the gap you have to bridge. That's the gap, is believing in yourself, trusting in yourself, right? That's where the faith comes from. That's where the shift in mindset must occur. you must assume that it's already done, that you already are a great salesperson. Not that you're trying to become a great salesperson, but you already are the great salesperson. And someone that's a great salesperson already has the sales. You already have results. So you're deciding to live in that state. So someone that's a great salesperson, what does that person look like? How would you identify or describe a salesperson who are reaching astronomical numbers, who are having the best month they've ever had? Like, what does that version of you look like? And that's the state you operate from. Hello, 11. Oh, yes, Carolyn. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Fro Globe. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Most definitely. It definitely gets easier. And we really have to be careful of what we give our attention to, right? See, when we say something is hard, we're creating the reality of it being hard. When we can start telling ourselves it gets easier the more I do it. The easier I do it, the easier it becomes, right? Being mindful of our thoughts, being mindful of what we believe in, what we give our energy to, right? Oh, yes, that's normal because what? You're creating a new belief, right? In the beginning, yes. That's what the remembering, that's the attitude of changing the mindset, right? And so it is imperative that you do a self-assessment, that you think about how are you seeing yourself, because you're creating a new identity, right? In the beginning, you were telling yourself, this is difficult, this is hard, I don't see how it's going to happen. And now you're shifting to the identity that I'm already this person. I'm already having these wonderful sales accomplishments. You know, everyone's excited for me. Everyone is congratulating me, right? Like, imagine you're telling someone that's really close to you the wonderful month you've had or the wonderful week you've had, right? Imagine hearing someone congratulating you. Imagine what that looks like, what that feels like, what's going on, right? There's an excitement there. There's a sense of accomplishment there. There's a sense of relief there, right? And so that's the state, that's the mindset you want to operate from, because you know how to sell. It's not that you don't know, right? You know what you're doing. Trust and believe in that. Trust and believe that, yeah, I'm a great salesperson. Of course I know what I'm doing. Of course people trust me and believe in me because I trust and I believe in myself. Because I know what I'm doing, that is being expressed outwardly, and people are receiving that. People are gravitating towards that, right? Oh, okay. Carolyn says, sometimes I feel an energetic pull towards specific people in a way I can't pinpoint. Well, it's you. No one comes to you. Oh, you're welcome, Dream Woman. Because regardless of what specific topic it is, it always goes back to self-concept. It always goes back to how you view yourself. Oh, I'm glad, because I'm not a salesperson. I'm not in that realm, but I do know, and I am 100% certain that everything you do, everything you achieve is based on your mindset. It's all based on your self-concept, your belief in oneself. You trust that what you have spoken, what you have imagined, what you have affirmed must come true. You have faith in that. You trust in that. And know that anyone that comes to you, they come to you because of who you are. regardless of how you label them, categorize them, whatever description you want to give them, they're all there because of you, because you pulled them into you, you drew them into you. That's why the scripture says that no man cometh to me unless the Father within me draws him. The Father is your consciousness, your awareness of being, your I am. Hey, Monica, certainly. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. Right? And no one comes to you by accident, coincidence, luck, none of that. Everything is coming into your experience as a result of your thinking, your beliefs. If you didn't have certain beliefs, you couldn't have certain experiences. I know we want it to be more complicated than that. And I know we want to say, well, no, it's not my beliefs. It was what others did. But here's the thing when it comes to others. When we come here through the womb of the woman, right? That's how we all get into this experience. We come through the womb of the woman, right? And we're given parents, guardians, stewards over us from the age from 0 to whatever age of consent. Some age of consent 15, 17, 18, 21, whatever age you come into reason, whatever that age or pinpoint comes, depending on what part of the world you live in, who happens to be your guardian at the time, right? And through that, you are given specific beliefs. You are conditioned with fear for the most part, right? With fear, most of us are conditioned that way, to fear ourselves, to fear others, to fear our environment, to not trust ourselves, to not trust others, to not trust our environment. That's what we are conditioned from birth. And so because you are given those beliefs, that's how you operate. You operate from that standpoint. You're told that life is a struggle, life is hard, relationships are hard, getting money is hard, illness is just a way of life. For many people, poverty is just a way of life. We're told these things. We're told based on how you look, male or female, based on race, based on height, based on your weight, how you may be favored or unfavored in life, right? We're told these things when we come here. And that's part of the conditioning. That's part of the programming. And then you come to the state of when you reach enlightenment, or you start to experience the awakening. Then you come to realize that the things that you were told were just a story. They were a narrative, and you no longer have to operate from that mindset. And so you're brought to scripture if you're familiar with scripture, but there are other people that say it in the same way. But I like scripture that says to be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by renewing your mind. Now you understand that it was your thoughts and feelings that were creating your reality. Although it was unconsciously, although it was unknowingly, although it was unwittingly, you didn't know you were being pre-programmed into fear. You just thought that's the way the world was. You just thought that's how the world operated. You just thought that's how the things have to be. Now you come to the realization, no, I can change my mind. I can create a new reality by what? Renewing my mind. Say, Monica, you say I have left religion 11 years down and have to say it is the best thing I've done in my life. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, lovely. Oh, is that Love Cycled? Welcome, welcome. Wait, that's actually so true. Some people deem befriending celebs as unlikely, but in my reality, it always see that occurring. Nice. Yes, Carolyn. Yep. Yes, the conditioning of fear of the unknown is to fear self. Yes. Go ahead, Monica, with your question. I'm listening. I'm reading. But yes, and then you come to realize that I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. That the answer was always within. On our search to rediscover ourselves, we do tend to start on the outside. We always start on our side. So what do? We go to different religions, right? Some of us seek the answer through different addictions, whether it be alcoholism, drug addiction, promiscuity, right? Everyone is trying to find and discover their purpose, their reason, their joy, their pleasure in life, right? Yes, dream woman, that's it. Oh, Monica, to all they're choosing to distance themselves. Well, I know this message, everyone's not ready to hear it, right? And in the beginning, we think we're supposed to go and tell everyone and tell those that we may feel like, oh yes, this is a great help to you, but they're just not in the place to hear it, right? Because if you really think about it, 11 years ago, would you have been in a place to listen to this? Or 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when you were still, in religion, in church, was it something that you think you would have been ready to receive at that time? So the scripture says that, yes, we are to go out into all the world and tell the gospel. But when those don't receive it, what we're supposed to do? Shake the dust of our feet and keep moving. We're not to condemn them, right? We're to have compassion, because we just know that they're not ready to receive it. But you can imagine that in your mind, they are open to receiving the truth of their being. And in a way you do not know them, time you least expect, they'll come. Because when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So when they're ready to receive the truth, they'll come to you, or they'll come to someone like you to gain this knowledge, to gain this understanding. But I was the same way. I thought I was supposed to go tell my friends and family, ooh, no, the church is wrong. The church is telling it wrong. This is the truth. This is the truth. And they looked at me like, girl, I love Jesus. What you talking about? I'm not God. We not God. What are you talking about? No. That's blasphemous. You have to come to the realization they're not at the place in their life where they're ready to receive the good news. And that's okay. You just continue to give thanks that as the scripture says, it's not the will of the Father that any shall perish, but that all come to repentance. And since it's not the will of the Father that any shall perish, everyone is definitely going to come to that awakened state. It's just not their time in this moment right now, in your physically focused awareness, right? Because we know there's no time, there's only now, and there are worlds within worlds within worlds. And so in another world, another dimension, those same people we think are asleep are awakened in a different reality, right? So that's why we're told, don't judge before the time, just have compassion and understanding. Say yes, exactly. I would have thought people were crazy telling me about my mindset. Right. Hey, Kevin, welcome. Oh, no problem, Monica. No worries. I understood you perfectly. Right, dream woman. Yes, because if it's not, if they're not ready to receive it, they're going to have a closed mind to it. And you just have to be, okay with that, because that was once you once walked in their shoes. You once were not awake. You once were asleep. You once were lost. No, probably would not have listened. Right. Yep, we receive it in our time, when it's time. Yes, Monica, exactly. Thank you for the follow, Monica. Right, 11, right. Yes. So in my case, it's my husband. I'm really not sure the way forward. He doesn't want to hear this gospel. I am so, you be the light. You be the shining light. You be the example. you continue to not preach it, but live it, right? Because you're the shining light, you're the example, you're leading with love. He's rooted in you. He's a reflection of you. And since he's rooted in a reflection of you, you can have the faith that says he knows the truth. You don't force it on him. You just live it out loud. You be kind. You extend grace, the understanding, the compassion, the love. Hey, Belvoir, and in a way you do not know, in a time you least expect, he will awaken. Yep, that's never up to us. That is so true. That is not up to us. Oh, you're welcome. Right, because the prayers of a righteous man, the effectual fervent prayers of a righteous man availeth much. Your thanksgiving, your praise, your fervent and effective prayers will change and will cause those around you to be so enamored by the light that you will see the change in everyone in your world. It will be impossible not to. You will be a lawbreaker, but it's impossible to break the law of life, the law of being, the law of assumption. To be effective in your prayer, right? To give thanksgiving, to trust, to have faith. That who you're being, who you're showing, who you say you are must be reflected in your world. It must be. You are the magnet. You are the broadcaster. You are the antenna. You are the tuner. You are the frequency. You are the vibration. You are the all. I am everything, and everything is I am. I am the truth. I am the way. I am the life. Exactly. That's the only thing is disbelief. Dream woman. Hey, Mariah. Hey, happy Saturday. Hey, pretty. I've been on for a few minutes, maybe about 30 minutes. Right. No free will. No free will. In your world, it's all you. You're the producer, you're the author, you're the director, and you're the star. You're writing the script. People are just coming in and playing the role that you give them based on your assumptions about life. If you don't like what you're saying, you change the script. How do you change the script? In your mind. Imagine it differently. Right. I'm a star. Yes, I get money. I'm a star. Yes. Hello, highly favored. Welcome. Oh, wow, pretty. You got to change that assumption. Yeah, it's everything that you're assuming you're creating. Everything. Everything you're assuming about life, you're creating. So if you assume that people are mean and mistreat you and are unkind, someone's going to come in and play that role to confirm to you your beliefs. Right, Kevin. And the Oscar goes to you. So I see how I played a role in gaining the weight unintentionally, but I loved my original me better. Hey, now you could still love that version of you still exists. That version of you, Mariah, still exists. So I get confused on the I'm and have to direct myself to not pray to the God in the sky. Oh, okay. How do you pray, Patrice? Okay, so I know in church that's the deconstruction that has to go on, right? Because we were told that there's an entity outside of us that is displeased with us, and we have to make ourselves accountable to, right? And so normally when we were taught to pray, we were told to plead and beg and tell God how unworthy and undeserving we were, right? We were told we were sinners from the beginning, and we were worms of the dust, and we were unworthy of God's love because of the sin, right? It's that whole notion of original sin that came through the Catholic Church, right? The Catholic Church and I don't think they instituted original sins like around the 70s, I think. I want to say it ain't been around very long when they came up with that concept of original sin. And so prayer actually means to give thanks. It means to praise and to be grateful, to appreciate that what you have asked for, you already have. See, to ask is to make a request. It's not to get permission to something outside of you or get permission from something outside of you. No, it's recognition that the thing you desire already exists. So if you can remember that you're not creating anything because creation is finished, the works are done, right? The works are finished, creation is done, and the thing that you're desiring is already there. And so in prayer, you're just giving thanks for having what? Received it. So you're saying, thank you. I appreciate this. This is the most marvelous thing. However you would give someone giving you a gift and you're receiving it, what do you naturally say when you receive a gift? You say, thank you. When someone gives you a gift, you don't ask them, how much did it cost? How much do I have to give you? Oh my goodness. If you're in the mindset of when somebody gives you something and you feel unworthy, you need to hurry up and change that. That's a self-concept that needs to be transmuted, transformed, because you should always feel worthy of any gift because of who you are. To manifest the weight loss, Mariah, just see yourself as already being the weight and allow the weight to come off naturally. Here's the thing. You have a core belief that you must diet and work out to lose the weight. Then any other way of doing it, the weight won't come off because it won't overstep your belief. So if you enjoy working out and dieting, then do that. Make sure that you have a changed mindset, though, that you're already the weight, that you already are that size. And then the diet and working out will just be easy. It will just be a flow because it's something you enjoy doing anyway. But if you're in opposition to working out and dieting, and it's something that you don't enjoy doing, why would you force yourself to do it? Just imagine yourself as already being the weight. And then things will occur naturally that the weight will just be, you'll just naturally be the weight that you say you are. But when you try to force or argue or complain about doing something you think is necessary to bring it about, then you're working outside in. You want to get the mindset of already having the desired weight. And then the working out and dieting are easy. Well, then keep saying I'm naturally thin. You said, why do we work in the first place? It's a conditioning, right, Dream Woman? It's a conditioning. Hey, Noreen. Hey, Customize Your Life. Welcome. You're welcome, Patrice. Oh, you're welcome, Monica. He said, so I deserve everything. Exactly. That's what we have to keep singing to ourselves. You know, that's why I was talking to my husband, because I was reading Dr. Joseph Murphy, right? And Neville Goddard says this too, that when you're reprogramming the subconscious mind to sing it in a lullaby, and I was telling my husband, that's why those advertisements on TV or on the radio, that's why they use jingles, right? They use jingles because they know the song, the music, the tune, the melody will help you remember it more, and it will what? Impress the subconscious easily. So the thing that you want to bring about into your experience, sing it like a lullaby. Put a melody to it, sing it in tune so it can impress that subconscious more readily, quickly. You say that's how you got your long hair? Yes, Customize Your Life. Okay. Hey, Desi, welcome. Yep. Always get it to desired weight when you're not worried about it or trying. Exactly. No forcing. Because most people that do it from the outside in, they find themselves gaining the weight back and that and more, right? So you want to get in the mindset of already being it. That's why you need to work on the self-concept. Change your mindset, and then everything else will just naturally fall into place. There's really nothing to do. There's only to be. When we can get that concept that stop trying to make it happen, believe it already has happened, and just give thanks. The things that need to take place will naturally happen. They're automatic. Oh, thank you. Queen crowned. Yes, and purpose. Yes. Say live in Delulu. Make it a reality. Yes. Yep. That's why I like I am happy, healthy and wise. I am happy, healthy and wise. I am happy, I am healthy, wealthy and wise, right? Like that's I don't know where I heard that from. I don't know if it's a movie it was on, but I like that. It like covers everything. Joy, wealth, health, and prosperity and wisdom. It's all there in those 4 words. You say there are certain songs you live for. Yes. Right. Say shake it off. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Say adventure. If the song Adventure of a Lifetime and Safe and Sound. Yes, those songs are amazing. I love their energy. Yep. So I've always been naturally thin. I have struggled to lose it because of stress. Stop saying it. Nope, no longer saying that. We're no longer telling that story, right, Mariah? Nope. All you need to say, if I've always been naturally thin and I'm experiencing that now. I've always been naturally thin and I'm experiencing that now. I have always been naturally thin and I am experiencing that now. Don't add the but. Don't add the last part. Leave that out. That does not have anything to do with you now. We're not owning that. We're not affirming that. We're not speaking that. We're changing that. And we're just going to say, I've always been naturally thin and I am experiencing that now. Yes, I had to face my Goliath today and yesterday. And I went back to reminding myself if the truth. Yes. I tried on my own. So it's early and I was shocked at the difference. I was like, I know, right? Going right back to that. Yep, you're already it. Yep. Say, I make up songs for my grandson all the time. Like when he's irritated, I sing, I gotta have patience, patience. You gotta have, yes, yes, yes. Oh, I feel pretty, witty, and wise. Love that, Desi. Love that. Yes, I feel pretty, witty, and wise. Yes, yes. Oh, nice. Yes, customize your life. Yes, that's awesome. Yep, yep. Because you are the truth. You are the way. You are the life. I am. I am. Everything happens as a result of your thoughts. It is what you say is true will be true for you. It won't be true for nobody else. It will only be true for you. You are the way in which your desires come into your experience. You are that door, right? And you give life to things happening into your life. How? By giving them your attention. Once you withdraw your attention, the thing dissipates. It dies. It has no more life. You keep talking about things that you don't want to experience and then wondering why you're experiencing them. That's why. Because you keep giving it life. You keep talking about it. Yes, yep. Say yes, and I just doing my 49-day fast of feeding myself what is good. Ooh, nice. Yep, our word is our wand. Exactly. What are you conjuring in your world today? What are you conjuring? What are you, because whatever you're thinking, whatever you're speaking, that inner dialogue, that mental diet, those inner conversations, however you want to describe it, affirming, right? Because affirming is the same thing as a conversation. Affirming is the same thing as the inner dialogue taking place. Whatever you constantly talk about, that's what you're affirming. You're affirming the good, the bad, the ugly, the unwanted. Because every time you give your attention to a thing, you are affirming it. You are making it firm in your world. You are establishing the covenant with it. A lot of these covenants need to be broken. And how do you break them? Stop giving it your attention. It's really that simple. It really is. You just have to stop giving it your attention. But I know you just got to talk about it. You got to tell one more person. You just got to get it out. You just got to say it. But you ain't just got to say it. You ain't just got to do it. You can choose not to. You really do have the power to not talk about it. You really do. Yes, there is no loss in divine mind. Exactly, Mariah. Exactly. Say, hey, Sunflower Goddess, welcome. Hello, everyone. Thankful and grateful for another. Yeah, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Sunflower. Glad to have you here. Yes, and say I'm breaking all BS covenants. Yes, yes. Yep, anything we refuse energy to will die. Yep, words are spells. Speak life over yourself. Positive confidence from now on. Exactly, 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 exactly. Thank you, Desi. Yes. So I'm challenging myself this month to do my best at speaking. Yes, all the time. You're doing it. You're doing it. Exactly. You say that one works super fast for you? Yes, yes. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome. Yep, what you speak about, you bring about. Man, if we just be mindful of that, be so mindful of that. Thoughts, your words are creative. Your words is the power. The words that I speak, they are spirit and they are life. Spirit, feeling, faith. That's what they are. That's what your words are. They are faithful and they are true. And they will come back to you. Your words, they are faithful and they are true. And they will come back to you. So be careful, be aware, be mindful. Say, my first love and the father of my first son. Oh, prayers and condolences, Monica. I know transitioning can the grieving, allow the grieving to take place. Transitioning, I know can be pretty difficult for us, especially being so new, especially being so present. But we're sending out our love to you, energy of joy, of remembering the good, knowing that the energy of your love is still present, right? That energy never dies. That energy is just transformed, right? Yes, 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 Monica. Hey, A Town LLC said, I missed that. Be careful if what comes back. Your words are faithful and true, and they will come back to you. What you speak, you create. Yes, customize your life. Oh, thank you, Desi. Allow it. There is a time to grieve. There is a time to mourn, and this is that time, Monica. This is that time. Yes, hugs and love to you, and it's okay. It's okay to grieve that your loved one has physically departed. That is you're completely in alignment with grieving this time. Give yourself that space. Give yourself that compassion. Oh, you said it was only a week ago, right? You said it was just a week ago, right? Oh, you give yourself time. There's no rush. Oh, okay. Okay, customize your life. Yes. Yep, just transformed. Oh, yes, customize your life. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Megan, welcome. Welcome. Yes, it's too important for your healing process. Yes, thank you, Tree. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's important to feel them. Yes, yes. Hey, Aaron, welcome. Exactly, no limit. Yes, yes. Yes, give yourself space. Give yourself time. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself compassion. Be your own best friend in this moment. You know, if this was something your best friend was experiencing, right? What would you tell them? What would you say to them? How would you comfort them, right? You will allow them to grieve. You will allow them to mourn. You would talk about the good times, right? You will hold them so close in your heart, right? Allow yourself to do that. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Customize your life. Yes, yes. Oh, okay. So he had transitioned long before your grandson was born. Yes. Yep. Allow yourself to take it moment by moment. Love has no end. Exactly. It is forever. It's eternal. It's infinite. It's grand. Allow yourself to feel the love, to feel the presence. It is completely okay. Yep, because no one is going to judge you. No one is judging you. This is your reality. This is your truth. This is your life. And we get to say what that looks like. And we don't need anyone else's validation. We don't need anyone else's stamp of approval. We don't need anyone else to confirm for us what we should or shouldn't be doing. No, this is your life. You get to dictate your reality. You get to say what that looks like. Yep, say yes, and I still here to complete the process. Yes. Oh, okay, Mariah, go right ahead. Yep, say very much present in my reality. Yep, do what feels best for you. Yep, there is no right or wrong way. There is no judgment. No judgment. No condemnation. No, why would your love for healing practices keep you from experiencing your vision? The only thing that hinders us from seeing it is our unbelief in its reality. That's the only thing that keeps us from seeing it. We think it's not there. That's the only reason we don't experience our desires, because we don't think they're there. Yes, yes, customize your life. Yes. Yep, and you see yourself being that person in your mind. Allow your mind to expand to that reality, and then it must become visible in your world. You must live there in your mind, and then it becomes a reality. Yes, helpful to give you exactly. Yes, yes, customize your life. Yep. Yep, grief looks different for everyone, just like our spiritual journeys. Yep. All roads lead to enlightenment. All roads lead. Well, the things that's happening, Mariah, is because of your thoughts about them. That's it. Everything is happening based on your assumptions about it. So if you would change your thoughts about it, have different assumptions, you'll have different experiences. The cause is never external. The cause is always mental. All is mind. You're giving causes to effects, and that's secondary. The effect is never the cause. What you see is never the reason. That's the effect. The cause is always mental. It always starts in your mind. Yep, exactly, Mariah. Yep, exactly. Because it's done unto you as you believe. Whatever you believe. I don't think you're playing. This is what you've been saying since you started coming to my lives. This is the life you wanted. I just want you to remain focused on that reality. Keep your mind on that reality. Talk about this reality if you're going to talk about anything. Nothing to change but self. Nothing to change but your thoughts about it. When we say change yourself, we're not saying to fix anything. There's nothing wrong with you. We're saying to change the way you think about you. Have different thoughts, because your thoughts create the beliefs, and your beliefs create your behavior. You act from your beliefs. Whatever you accept to be true, that's what will be true for you. Nothing is impossible. Just change your mind. See, we do these inner works. We go through these shadow works and healing inner child. That's because we think there's something wrong with us. You could actually go back to the time that you were a child and perceive your childhood differently, and your world would materialize and shift to conform to that reality. That's how powerful we are. Because remember, there's no past, there's no future, there's only now. It's what you do now that counts. So you can just decide to remember your childhood differently. You really could. You can choose to remember your parents differently. You can choose to remember your cousins, your aunts, uncles, employers, whoever. You have the power to remember everything in your world differently. That is called repentance in the Bible. To have a radical change of mind, to choose to think about your life differently. You really do have that power. Yep, tell a new story and it will conform to it. Yep, you have to completely let go of the old to establish the new. You cannot serve two realities. You can't serve two different opposing views. You will hate the one and cleave to the other. So many revision stories saying they revise the past and their future equity change to match it. Yep. 100% of our lives are lived, yep, in our heads. Yes, thank you, 11. Thank you. Yes. Hey, was that HPJPQ? I'm going to call you HB if that's okay. He said, how do we get away from toxic positivity? Reframe it. It's your thoughts about it that's creating it. Change your thoughts about it. Because once you change your thoughts about it, you won't see it anymore. When you say, oh, that's their opinion, I don't agree with that. That's just a story. That's a narrative. I no longer align with that narrative. I don't agree with that story. Yes. Yep. Neville told her to change her inner conversation with her boss. Because here's the thing, when you're creating a different reality, you're not supposed to focus on what was. You're focusing on what you would like it to be. You're completely shifting your focus. You cannot hold on to the past and be in the present. That's impossible. You have to let go of one so that you can cleave to the other. Oh, yes, yes. Hey, Aaron, happy Saturday. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And say, yes, yes, desires are here and now. Oh, thank you, Aaron. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a wonderful live yesterday. It most certainly was. I do too, customize your life. I do too. Exactly, Mariah. Yes. That's what you're reaffirming. That is the reality you are establishing, that you are living from. Hey, Scott. So you can revise that. Why are you saying, is that what you want to have happened? Scott, tell the story of the way you wanted it to happen, not what took place. How did you want that day to go? How did you want the two past days to go? Oh, the revision, the purpose of revision is if you can't let go of a past experience and it's quote unquote haunting you, and it's bringing up unwanted memories, you want to revise it and create a different version of one that you like, because they're just thoughts, they're just memories, so you can change them to your liking, to benefit you now. So now when you think of your childhood, you think of it from a loving place, a place that you want to tell people about, a place that you don't mind sharing, a place that gives you a good feeling. Yes, it was one of because I got on. Yes, yes. So like the lady who was crying and she decided it was tears but seawater and she went to honor. Yes, yes. I remember that story too, Customize Your Life. It was a woman that she had lost her family and she was going home for work. I believe she was a waitress, and she saw, and it was during Christmas time, and she saw all of the people on the streetcar having fun and laughing, and it brought back some past hurt, and it made her cry. And so she leaned over. It was raining outside, and instead of her saying that it was her tears, she said it was sea breeze, and she imagined going on a certain vacation. Weeks later, she had found out that one of her aunts had passed, and her aunt had instructed the lawyer that if something was ever to happen to her, she was not to return to the States, to give her niece, you know, this I think it was a trust, or she was a beneficiary to some money, and she came into $3,000, and she ended up, I believe she was going to the Orient, and she went and had, and the thing that she imagined 3 weeks later she was experiencing. Hey, friendly introvert. Oh, okay. You say you're at work. No problem. That's okay. That's okay. That's what your focus should be, Scott. Your focus has to be on your desired end. You don't give over to circumstances. You don't talk about them. You revise them, and you live from the state of your desire. Yep, what you desire desires you. Yep, it's on you to make it a reality. Yep. So you manifested your way out of this job. Okay, okay, friendly introvert. Yes, yes. Things that you don't like. That's the point of revision. Anytime you've experienced something the unwanted, you don't have to accept it. You can change it. It's completely up to you though. This is your world. You get to do whatever you want in it. You truly do. Your subconscious mind is your genie in the bottle. It says your wish is my command. You got to pay attention to what you're wishing for, because it's your thoughts that's creating your reality. Well, that's right there, Scott. You don't believe Caden wants you. So how can he want you? You're saying you're desiring, but you're also saying he don't want you. So then how shall the two meet? You have to say that Caden adores you. You have to say that Caden desires you and wants you just as much as you want him. But you're saying the opposite is true, which is why you're creating the opposite. You haven't accepted that Caden adores you because you adore you. Because who wouldn't want you? Who wouldn't want to be with you? Hey, Richard, welcome. Peace, light, and love. Yes, yes. Yes, just like changing a nightmare. Exactly, Monica. Exactly. Namaste. I am integrity. Welcome. Yep, the answer is always yes. Saying that you want something and then giving the reasons why you can't have it is the reason why you don't have it. Yep, only you do. You're the only one that matters. It's your world, it's your reality. You have to truly accept. You have to truly accept it. Yep, it's like how do you see this relationship? Whatever we're desiring to manifest, it's always our thoughts about it. And nothing is going to happen outside of your own belief about it. And so how do we think and feel the opposite of what we see when it comes to having faith? But that's exactly what faith is, right? Faith is not giving in to what you see. That's what faith is. You don't give in to circumstances. You live within your mind. You let your mind, even though the outside isn't mirroring your mind, you say the outside isn't true. You remind yourself, oh, this is false. This doesn't exist. This is the reality. This out here, that's old news. That's a different timeline. I live from this reality. I live from my mind, from what I see here. And if what I see here doesn't line up with what I see there, I say this is true. That's not. That's old news. That's why Scripture says we walk by faith and not by sight. We don't allow the 3D to validate our reality. We trump it through imagination. Yep, your mindset is the reality. You should always trust your mind. Who else are you going to trust? That's what this is all about, learning to trust you. So I know it's easier said than done at times, but it's definitely, yes, because all things are possible. The I am never fails. The I am is that the power that sustains this universe, the galaxies, the worlds within worlds, the power that tells your heart to beat, your blood to circulate, your lungs to inhale, exhale, right? Your digestive tract to do whatever it needs to do to excrete and to digest everything, right? That all happens without your input. So does your desires once you accept their reality. They all happen without your input. Can you trust that? Do you understand the power that is regulating your systems within your body is the same power that brings you your desires? It's the same power. The same power. The power that's regulating this body, this intricate, complex organism, is the same power that's bringing you your desire. Thank you. Thank you. It's not a different power. There's only one. There's only one power. One power. And that power, that law is no respect of persons. It's not saying, oh, because you're a Christian and you don't really understand the law of mind, it can't work for you. Or because you're a Muslim, or because you're a Buddhist priest, or because you believe, you trust the Vedas, or because you study the Bhagavad Gita. It does not care because you come from Africa or you come from China or because you're in Europe. No, it is no respect of persons. It doesn't care how much education you have. It doesn't care how tall, short. It doesn't care if you're male or female. It does not matter. There's only one power. And we all have use of it. We're always using it. Have we been using it to our benefit? Not always. We've been using it unconsciously for the most part. We've been using it unknowingly, ignorantly. All right? But now you know that this law does not bend or break for anyone. There is no exception to the rules with the law. God don't have favorites. God isn't favoring one person or the other. Source has no favorites. Source does not judge. Consciousness is not judging. You're judging. You're saying someone should or shouldn't have based on whatever criteria you set up. You're saying that. Consciousness isn't doing that. God isn't judging. Source is not judging. Hey, Heaven, welcome. Say, now you know, and that's one half the battle. Exactly. Say, how do we use it knowingly? By paying attention to your thoughts, becoming aware of your thoughts. Using it knowingly is being aware that your thoughts create your reality, literally. What you think about your life will be true for you. That's why I have up there, I am the truth, I am the way, I am the life. You are the truth of your experience, of your personal world. You are the way that all manifestations come into your experience based on what? Your beliefs. And you are the life. You give life to every situation. How? By giving your attention to it. Every time you talk about it. Every time you think about it. You meditate on it. You're giving life to it. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Miss Cheryl. What are your thoughts on people saying my kids were turning out like us? Yes, it will happen if that's what they're assuming. That's their assumption. Then that's what will happen. Assume something different, and then something different will happen. It's your thoughts and beliefs. It's your assumptions about a thing that makes it true. Think differently, and something differently must happen. Oh, thank you, Richard. Love you too. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun at work. Oh, yes, Noreen, you can come up. Did you put your request in? Put your request in. I'll bring you up. I know. We were so blessed to have Mariah last night. Hey, Lady D. Now we getting Noreen. Everybody coming through. Yes, yes.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Excuse my voice. I am hoarse because I was outside with the girls and I was screaming and just having a good time. So, yeah. I just wanted to talk about the situation with I think his name was Scott, right? With his SP. I've been in that boat before, so I know how he feels. I don't know if he's still on here, but I just wanted to talk to him about that, and including anyone else who's experiencing that same issue. We have to understand that our SPs really are a reflection of us. You know what I mean? And they reflect our self-concept. And in my case, with my fair share of SPs, I used to always just want the SP and never wanted to change anything about myself. So I had no problem getting the guys. Every guy that I have desired, I've always got easily. But my problem was them getting to do right by me. So I always would be in situations where I would find myself leaving. I was the leaver. I never got left, but I was the leaver. But I never, none of my experiences with these SPs were fulfilling. And my problem in my relationships were that I didn't feel chosen. So I always attracted the guy that I wanted, but he never really would fully commit to me. So because ultimately I did not feel chosen, I will always find myself writing paragraphs about how I feel like I'm not being chosen. You're not calling me all the time. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. And I will always see them choosing their friends over me, or never fully committing to me, but will always just want me around for just, their own benefits. And just anything that just made me feel as though I was not chosen. So I used to always try to manipulate to try to get them to choose me. So like I said, I would send paragraphs. I will play mind games and ignore them to try to get them to realize what they had so they'll come back and choose me. And with the law, I realized the only reason why I was not being chosen was because I was not a woman that felt that way, So I had to not do shadow work, but I had to go back a little bit and realize why I didn't feel that way. And my mother never had really good relationships. My father, he was a player as well. So my mom used to tell me stories about how my dad, when they were in their 20s, my dad used to always stay out in the streets. And when he come back home till the next day, he would turn his phone off and she would be sitting up with me when I was an infant, and he would just be gone doing whatever, and she would tell me these stories when I was in high school. I'm 24 now, so, and not only that, but my mom was in an abusive marriage, and I saw how my mother's relationships with love was not fulfilling. So I saw that my mom wasn't chosen. So it was passed on to me. So I just want to say that it's so, like, you can get the SP. You can get anybody you want. But it's so important to be the woman or the man that has the fulfilling relationships, because I've also realized too, with my current SP that I'm currently manifesting back, this will be my second time manifesting him. I wasn't the woman that have that had healthy relationships, you know. So I feel like it's so important to focus not only on the SP, but to also focus on being the woman or the man who has the SP. Like, what kind of woman are you? So if you want a relationship with your person, start talking about how you always get the relationship with your SP because you're chosen. You're the exception. You know what I mean? All those kind of good things that they talk about, like Miss Toyia says, to whisper the sweet nothings to yourself. Tell yourself the things that you want to hear, you know? And like the Bible says, that our words cannot return to us void. So whatever you speak over yourself, it has to come to pass. Like, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You know what I mean? So I don't even follow the mainstream dating rules today where, you know, like a lot of women are man haters nowadays. And I used to be one of them, you know, but I love men. Like, any man that I deal with, I will uplift my man because, and one thing I realized, men love when you uplift them. They love it. So I know any SP I get with, I'm going to uplift him because I know there's no harm in that. You know, that because I know some people will say, oh, if you praise him and all of that, you know, he's going to get the big head. And then I'm like, okay, but he's still going to love me because I assume that he is, because I'm a woman who's loved inherently, inevitably. So it doesn't matter what I do. So all these mind games where they tell you, don't praise your man as much, don't spoil him, don't do this, don't do that. And, you know, that's how you'll get him. That's bullshit. That's
Telling you how to
BS.
lose a man instead of how to keep a man.
Exactly, right? Oh my God, the way I used to, like when I was manifesting my SP at the time, I was watching so many countless readings. And even like on YouTube, I would search up like, what does this mean if a man does this and all that? And like, oh, well, if he don't call you, girl, that means he don't really like you, or oh, this and this and that. And I just realized like all of that was just reflecting how I genuinely felt about myself and about my love, about my relationships in love, you know? So I'm not perfect at this yet, but I'm getting there. You know what I mean? So like I have friends who don't have good relationships with men. And, you know, they'll tell me like, oh, you know, girl, I don't think he really likes me and da 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 da. And, you know, it's okay. And I'd be like, okay, you know, y'all can believe whatever y'all want to believe. But me, I'm going to think the best and I'm going to believe the best. So that's why, like, when I go out, they see these men cater to me and treat me like a queen. And they be like, oh my God, girl, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I tell them, change the way that you think. It's that simple. You can literally have the best of both worlds with these men. And these men will be eating out of the palm of your hands. But you have to be in the position to allow that, to receive that. You know what I mean? If you're not in that position, you're not going to receive it. But you'll just watch everybody else get it and be mad about it. You know what I mean? So I just tell anybody, like, whatever situation you're going through with your SP, know that that circumstance is not set in stone. It's malleable, meaning that it can change. My SP, the one I'm currently manifesting back, we had a friends with benefits situation. And I wanted to be in a committed relationship with him. But because I ultimately did not feel chosen, I felt like I had to just accept whatever in hopes of me getting chosen. That's not going to work because you don't feel chosen. So it don't matter what you do. Because you don't feel that way, you don't see yourself that way, you don't think of yourself as somebody who's chosen, everything that you do will not matter because your core belief of not feeling chosen will always triumph over everything you do on the outside. So I had to cut contact off of my SP for the time being because I was just getting too triggered. And for the guy that's manifesting, well, that's dealing with the situation with Caden, if the circumstances are too triggering for you, remove yourself. Just remove yourself. You're not going to lose anything by removing yourself. But I feel like a lot of people have that fear because they think, well, if I leave, then he'll just move on, or she'll just move on, or I won't get what I want. But you have to understand that if you know how the law works and you're choosing to think the best, even if you're removing yourself from that person for the time being, are you really losing anything? And my thing is this, your SP's not even the version that you want right now. So why are you even worried about how things are playing out? You know what I mean? Because when I left my SP, I left him, but I left him with the knowing that it's going to get better. We're going to get it right this time. But you know what? Because I love myself, I'm not going to keep myself in this situation. So I had to remove myself because I was just being really triggered by the things that he was doing, and I had to get myself right because I was trying to get myself right. And it was triggering for me while he was still not fully conforming to what I wanted. So I'm like, you know what? I need to just separate myself. Now, I know some people, they can really face, the circumstances and just keep pushing forward. But I know there are some people who don't have that strength right away, and that's okay. So it's okay to, I'm so sorry for the background noise.
No worries.
Okay. But it's okay to remove yourself from the SP if they're not treating you correctly. But don't be afraid to do that if you feel like, well, if I do it, then they're not going to call me anymore. They're not going to text me anymore. Trust like Toyia says all the time, trust yourself. You have to trust yourself and know that it's all working out in your favor because it has to. So that's just what I wanted to say. I'm not trying to take the live over or anything.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. You have all the time in the world. You have all the time. While you were talking, I was thinking about those. I don't know if you see those clips on TikTok. I know a lot of people watch it, maybe on YouTube, but they may even have an app where they tour the city. It's like a panel of young people, like the
Are you talking about the 20 versus
TikTok, like Kita, and
is it the 20 versus 1? Like I think
no, it's they're giving relationship advice.
Oh, okay. I don't
And it's
know.
called like some type of conversation. I know they've come to my city a couple of times because actually one of my cousins went to it. They came to Erie Crown Theater here in Chicago a couple of weeks ago. And it's called some type of conversation. Tonight's conversation. Yep, that's it. Megan know what I'm talking about. And it's a group of like 20 something, 30 something it's men and women, and they're talking about relationships. And as you were talking, I only watched a couple of clips, but I'm like, they put so much of the responsibility of being happy on the other person. They neglect to put the focus on self, because the partner in the relationship will always be a reflection of you, will always reflect back to you what you feel about you. So if you're dealing with insecurities, low self-esteem, and lacking confidence, they could have treated the women before them like queens. But when they get to you, you're going to feel like, well, I'm not getting that treatment.
Exactly.
You tell me how wonderful you were in these other relationships. Why am I not getting that treatment?
Right.
Well, you deserve it. You don't feel like you're a queen in your relationship. You feel like you said, I'm not chosen. How do you have to work on self-concept. You really do have to put self first.
You have to, because it's all you.
It's all you. And I know those tonight's conversations, they sound real good. They're like, oh yeah, now it's the what's the term they're using for men and women now, of high caliber? Is that it? Is that the term?
I'm
a
not
high
sure.
caliber woman or a high caliber man? I'm just like, so now it's based on income, degree, and all that. And I get it. Yes, everybody has standards. High value, right? Okay, high value woman, high value man. What we're determining, and what's so interesting to me is that all the people giving advice are not even in relationships.
And not.
People have been like the one therapist. I think she was on Cam Newton's show. She was on Nick Cannon's show. And I think she was on this panel as well. Been engaged twice, but has never been married. And giving advice on relationships. I just think that's interesting. Like, you obviously have a fear of commitment because you have had 2 caliber men, you say 2 high value men come into your experience, and then you still found a reason not to marry them. But they're the issue. Okay. They're the problem. All right. As long as you look on the outside, you'll never discover the inside.
Right.
When you look out there, you have to go within. You have to take accountability for your thoughts. For how
that's true.
Yourself.
That's so true. Yep.
Yeah, I know that's how I get my high value man. I started realizing I deserved it.
Right. Yep.
So that's really what it comes down to. You will attract who you are, your beliefs. And so that's the assessment you have to do. What do you really believe about relationships? How are you perceiving them? What do you think a relationship will look like? Do you think relationships are hard and difficult? Do you think that, men in general are cheaters and liars and dishonest? Do you see women as being gold diggers and just, or just there to center you, right? That their life is based on you and they're not independent of you, right? Like getting to that mindset of decentering man. Put the focus on you, whether you're a man or a woman, right? But in the society in which we live in, we have been told to make ourselves what? Centered around the man. That's our purpose, to be the wife, to be the caregiver, to be the child bearer. And you have to decide, what does relationship and life look like to you? And get away from traditional roles and traditional mindsets.
Right.
Marriages are not cookie cutter. Do what works for you. Relationships are not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. If you have anything else to say, please share.
No, I think that's all. I think that is all. Yeah, I know that it can be easier said than done sometimes. But like I said, it's definitely possible. But you have to get out of your way. You have to. And that is the main requirement, is just getting out of your way and allowing God to be God, So even like with worrying about the how, because when I was going out these past few days for the Halloween season, I was like expecting to run into my current SP at the local spots that I normally go to. And I just was like, okay, I'm going to see him tonight. And I didn't see him. So I would feel a little disappointed. But I had to realize, wait a minute, God's ways are not my ways. God may have another grand way of us meeting. I'm looking at it from this perspective, like, okay, well, I'm going to see him here, but I may have an urge one day to go into a store that I've never really been into, and I may run into him at that store, or he may get the urge to call me or something. I don't know, but I'm just allowing, after me realizing that I was trying to, I was so focused on how it was going to come in, I just released it and was just like, girl, let it happen the way that it's supposed to happen, because the how isn't up to you anyway, so that's what I mean by allowing God to be God. I think the Bible says something along the lines of stand still, and just have that faith. Let God fight your battles. So that's what I'm doing, so.
That's it. Yeah. It all works itself out. But the focus really has to be on self. We put the focus on the outside, and the focus has to be on you. What makes you happy? What makes you feel good? It's not about what they're doing. It's about who you are, because they're only doing things based on your assumptions. Change your assumptions and their actions would be differently. It
And I
really is.
also want to say, there's always movement. So the first time when I was manifesting him back, I had no physical movement. I didn't see any signs, but nevertheless, I just kept persisting. So when me and him reconnected, he told me that he was always thinking and dreaming about me and could not get me off of his mind. And then he also told me that he would vent to his friends about me because he was thinking about me so much. He said, I've never felt this way about somebody before. I had no clue that none of this was happening at all. So I want y'all to know there is movement. Okay,
Yeah.
there's definite movement, because I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's movement all the time, all the time. And I personally feel like the minute you start affirming in your favor, things are already shifting, whether you see it or not. But that's where that faith comes in. You just have to have that blind faith. Or are they saying today's term, be the Lulu. Go all out with it. And people be saying, like, why are you thinking over the moon like that? What you mean? If God told me that I'm a child of God, then I better start thinking over the moon, because God doesn't limit himself to anything. When God said, let there be light, there was light instantly. Okay. So, and if God told me that the kingdom of heaven is within me, then why would I not operate in that manner? Why would I not? So y'all can keep the, thinking, low, and like the Bible says, be in the world, but not of it. I'm in this world, but I'm not going to be like y'all. I'm going to be the way my father told me to be, and that's to be a child of God. And I'm going to literally move the way I'm supposed to move, and not the religious way, but the real way, So yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You don't get to see the seed take root. You don't get to
Right.
see the film develop in the dark room. You don't get to see that. But it's happening. It's
Yes.
happening. You have to trust. You have to trust.
You have
That's what
to.
faith is. Yep.
And Mariah, girl, you got this, okay? I be seeing you in these comments, girl. You better, like Nicki Minaj said, you better step your cookies up, okay? Girl, you got this. I believe in you, okay? You have exactly what it takes. You are no exception to the law, girl. So you just got to get out of your way, for real. But that's all I wanted to say. So I'm just going to go ahead and step down and let you take over.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for gracing us with your wisdom.
Yes.
Thank you.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye-bye. We have so much wisdom in this room, so much wisdom in this live. Everyone. We all are so grateful and thankful. Yes. Yes, I know I really don't talk much about relationships, and that's probably because I'm in a relationship, and so I'm married, and so that's why my focus isn't so much on manifesting an SP, other than when you all, want to talk about it. But my advice is always going to be focus on you and not the SP. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. They want to like, no, I need you to talk about the SP. But you are the SP. You are the person you're trying to bring into your experience. That's who you're bringing, you. So who are you? Because that's who you're attracting. What are your preconceived notions about relationships? Because that'll be the relationship you'll have. If you think that, I don't care what nobody say, relationships just hard. They just hard. Okay. Then your relationship will be hard. So don't come back crying, talking about, how do I manifest a smooth, easy relationship? How do I manifest a faithful partner? No, you said relationships are hard. So you're getting exactly what you believe to be true. You can change your mind, though. You don't have to accept that reality, because I know relationships are easy because I'm experiencing one. I remember having the mindset of a difficult relationship, and boy, was it difficult. It was really hard. Trying. But when you make up in your mind to be different than who you are, that's the best decision you'll ever make. When you decide that you deserve better because of who you are, and for no other reason, it's just because of who you are, you deserve the best. The best will come. Like Noreen said, I always speak well of my husband, to him and within me. I say it within myself and I say it to him, always. We're always complimenting one another. That's my husband. I'm not worried about that. He ain't going nowhere. My husband is not going anywhere. That it doesn't even cross the mind. That, like, what? Like, no. We're one. We're one. He is me. I am him. We have built a wonderful life together, a beautiful life together. And I truly, truly appreciate it. Truly, I do. Yes. Hey, Gigi. Welcome. Hey, Lanisha. We started this journey together, Lanisha. We started together 6 years ago. So yes, he does. We actually met each other online through blackpeoplemeet.com. Yes, friendly introvert. Yes. Hello, Alexa. Welcome, welcome. Yep. So we definitely were meant to be, because we came together before we discovered the law, and we're on the same journey. We started the same day. I discovered the law of attraction video. I waited until he got home and asked him to watch it. I didn't tell him nothing about it. And he came back and he said, yep, this is it. And we've been on a journey together. Now, do we share the exact same interests? Is our journey the same? No, because he's into the alien stuff. He was into the Anunnaki, and he was into Billy Carson, and he was into the crystals and all of that. Not my path, not my thing. But hey, thank you, Alexa. All right, we're here to discover what we like, what we resonate individually, right? He's into Dolores Cannon. I wasn't. So, we even though we're on a journey together, we still took different avenues to awareness, right? I'm not saying that he still listens to those, because that was just a part of his journey, but together we started with Abraham Hicks. We actually went to one of their conferences when she came to Illinois. So we did that together. But as far as some of the people that we've studied and listened to, they have been very different. Yes. So he's on the other side of the spectrum. Yeah. He liked people that talked about the aliens and all that type of stuff. I wasn't interested. Past life regressions, I wasn't into that. So I'm always hearing people say that they are meeting amazing people online, but I know that is, again, yep. When online dating, you definitely have to trust yourself, right? You have to know that you know what's right, what's good, what's right. But that's when you meet anyone, anywhere. If you meet them in a bar, if you meet them on a plane, if you meet them in a car dealership, if you meet them in a grocery store, if your friend introduces them to you, if you meet them in school, it's still based on what you believe about yourself, what you trust about yourself. Right. You say, I mean, I'm interested in the floating rock we live on too. Right, right, right. Nice, nice, Gigi. All right, all right. Are you ready to let's get married? Hey, let's get married. Yes. Oh, no, I didn't see it, Alexa. Let me see. Let me scroll back up. Let me see. Oh, is it? Did it come up? I don't even see it, Alexa. You sure it didn't get blocked? Because I don't see it. I saw you say oh and hello, but I don't see the question. Can you post it again? Yeah, I've scrolled. Let me see. Let me scroll down slowly again. Let's see. Nope, I just see and hello. LOL. I didn't see the question. Say it's a no for me. Say but to each his own, right? Right. Yeah, Alexa, I didn't see it. Oh, you're already married and you want the ring. Okay. See yourself with the ring. See yourself, you know. Are you one that visualizes to manifest, Gigi, or are you one of those that just affirms? See, I'm an affirmer. I'm not someone who has to visually see it in my mind. My subconscious just automatically creates the images for me, and I can just affirm a thing to be true, and I don't have to know what it looks like, or I don't have to imagine myself doing it in order for me to believe that I have experienced it. So you can affirm like, yeah, my husband bought my ring. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted. He bought my ring. See, I would. That's how I would be. I would say that. Oh, he bought my ring. Oh, yeah, that's the ring I want. Yeah, he bought it for me. And I would just keep saying that. If you're a visualizer, then you would imagine the ring that you desire already on your hand, and maybe you're showing, your best friend or someone that will really be excited for you, having them like, oh, look, hubby got me my ring. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my goodness, look at it. It's so nice. It's so beautiful. Or whatever your husband's name is, you're like, oh, such as, he got me my ring. It's so beautiful. This is what I always wanted. Isn't it amazing? Right? You're going to bed at night with the ring on your finger, imagining the ring is on your finger, right? So there's many ways. You say, how do we help serve others again? In what way are you desiring to serve others? I always say seeing people at their highest ideal is serving them. And whatever you want to do from a physical standpoint, do it with love, do it with no quid pro quo. Do not make it transactional. Whatever you do, it should be done from the heart. Not you're doing it because you need them to do something for you, or you're expecting them to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you did this for me. Like you're expecting to be congratulated or thanked. Truly do it because it's something you desire to do, and you don't need any pat on the back. You don't need any validation. You're just doing it because you simply desire to do it, and for no other reason. Oh, you said I'm interested in two different people. Will I not be able to obtain? uh, be able to obtain one, is that double-minded. So if you're interested in two people, is it that you want a polyamorous relationship, or you desire two different people and you don't know which one you like more? So how can other creators send your guests an invite? So how can other creators send my guests an invite? That I don't know. Beautiful one. Let's see. Oh, you want to come up? I'll bring you up.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful one.
How are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. I wanted to make a comment, but first I got another invite, and I looked at it, and it was from another live somewhere, I guess. So I guess
Oh.
they send other people requests to come join their live. That's
Oh,
weird.
yes, yes, you can do that. Yes, I see that all the time on my lives, telling me to invite someone to the live. I just never do it.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But no, I was gonna ask you, you think it's best to have in mind a specific person, or open to individuals who align to where you are, instead of focusing on an individual person, because you're requesting that they change or you change. But if you want a person to be who they are, you be who who you are. So maybe you should, I don't know, I'm just thinking maybe you should leave it open to the universe to provide you a person who aligns to where you are at that time.
I believe in the latter, like you said, not trying to choose a specific person, but all things are possible, right? So you can have whatever you desire. I do agree with allow the higher self that knows all the intricacies, knows all the dynamics, has the bird's eye view to bring the person to you, right? That's
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I. But again, you want to prove to yourself that your imagining really does create reality, and if you want a specific person, it's completely within your right to do so. And
Right.
just
Right.
know that again, the person that you're bringing into your reality, they're going to be what you assume about you. That's why Noreen was saying it doesn't matter if it's specific or general, right? That's really the question. Do I want this particular person, or do I just want to be general about, I know whoever comes, they're going to be the right one, right? The real focus should be on your self concept.
Okay, I
Because
said it. I said it because, okay, like there was a guy that I was liking, right? And so he was single, I was single, and so but then he had a couple different people that he was I got interested with as well. And so he started talking to one of them, and he talked to them for a couple of months, and then I found out that he stopped talking to them and started talking to one of the neighbors, the lady neighbors. I'm like, that's kind of weird. It's kind of not good character, right?
well,
Not good
that's a
character.
judgment. That's a judgment. That's a judgment. I'm not going to go
well, I'm
there.
just saying,
Everybody's
yeah.
entitled to
But
their
anyway,
own choices.
so I'm just saying, well, that cured me.
Say
That
that
cured
again.
me. I said that cured me.
That cured
Yeah,
of trying to desire a specific person. But
yeah.
there is no right or wrong, right, with that. It really is always about you're going to draw you. So regardless if it's a general or specific, it's all determined by how do you perceive yourself now. Because even if you don't say I want this specific person, I want this general person, and like you said, what you're aligning with, if your thoughts about relationships is that they're hard and they're difficult and men are whatever, even if you didn't choose a specific person, but the general person came to you, you're still drawing that type of perspective into your experience. That's why you want to focus on being the person you want to bring into your reality. You want the faithful, person that's going to uplift you, encourage you, nourish you, nurture you, provide for you, be that to yourself first. And then because you love you, they'll know how to love you.
Right.
If
Right.
you don't know how to love you, how do you expect someone else to love you?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep. So whether they're specific or general, it's still the same person because it's still you drawing you.
Okay.
So I think I just kind of changed my mind on it because it doesn't matter. It's just like you want a car. Do I want the BMW or am I going to wait till I go into the lot and decide which one I want from there? And then I may change my mind because I thought I wanted a BMW, but then I went to the lot and I saw that I wanted this Mercedes coupe or that I wanted this G-Wagon or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You were saying the whole time you wanted this BMW, but then when you found out you had options and you saw other options, you changed your mind.
Right.
That's
true.
Yeah. Because that's how I was when my dream car was a Lexus, but when I was able to afford the Lexus, I got the Mercedes.
That happens, yeah.
Yep.
That happens. Especially like with purses, I'm a purses, Yeah, you want a purse, and then you got the money for that person, and you go there, and you have other options, and so you may change your mind. Correct. That's true.
Yep.
That's so true with everything.
Yep. It's really your reality, and you're just always drawing you to you. And so as long as you keep that perspective, you'll maintain the right self-concept. You'll maintain the right perspective about yourself. Because everyone is just what you pushed out.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I wish I can do I've been trying to do the visualization, visualization. But I have a hard time with that, visualizing my manifestation.
Oh yeah, it's not necessary to visualize. Have you ever listened to Dr. Joseph Murphy?
No, I haven't.
And he's really good with just giving like affirmations to say, especially for those who may have a difficulty in visualizing. And so does Neville Goddard. He'll tell you if you're having difficulty visualizing, use like 3 to 5 words that confirm that you have your desire. So it could be, saying, isn't it wonderful? Or this is amazing. Or you hear someone congratulating you. Like, can you hear someone's voice in your ear, right? Like your friend. Can you imagine your friend congratulating you? Just not seeing them, but hearing them.
Okay.
And like, you can remember like conversations you had, especially if a conversation you didn't like. Right? Like, I can believe they said that to me. Oh, they said what? Like, right? You're remembering that, right? Okay. So you actually can visualize. You're just telling yourself that you can, but we remember things all the time, right? And so that's all visualization is doing, is creating a new memory.
Right. I was able to do it a couple of times, but after that it's gotten kind of hard. At first I was able to do it, but now I'm not able to. You're just getting a little discouraged because you're probably looking for it. Like, why isn't it not showing up? Where I did the visualization. You already done it. It's there. You don't want to have to visualize. You already asked. Just keep giving thanks for having the desire. You already visualized, right? Yeah. It still looks mute. So it's already done. There's nothing else to do but give thanks. Keep giving thanks. Keep praising it. Keep appreciating it. When it comes to mind, say thank you. It's already done. Oh yeah, thank you. Yep, thank you. It's already done. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, well, thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for gracing us, beautiful one. All right. Talk to you. Okay, talk to you later. Okay, bye. Bye. You know how to disconnect? Let's see. I got it.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Toyia.
Hello, Alexa. Hello.
So I'll ask my question. I'll be brief as possible. So there are two different people, but I guess the belief hasn't always been there for either one of them 100%. But there's potential for both. maybe more for one, and that's the one I wanted to be more so with. But because it seems like it's been taking so long to manifest, now it's kind of like I'm on the fence between which one I want to manifest. So that's my issue, and I just don't know if that's like kind of like being double-minded, or as far as manifesting, you know.
Hmm. Yep. So you have to make a decision. No straddling the fence. No straddling the fence. Who do you want? Do you want both?
I don't
Or
want
do you want...
polyamorous. I just want one
Okay.
or the other.
So now we have to make a decision. And we don't lose heart because it appears to be taking a long time. Who do you really want to be with? See yourself as already being with them. You're desiring them, so they're desiring you.
And if I don't, then I'm not going to get either one in mind.
It's not that you won't get either one, you just won't get the one you want.
Okay.
Who do you want? Really, there shouldn't be two because you really only want one. So is there really two? Are you trying to like do like a what they call that? A consolation prize? Like I can't have him, I guess I take him. Like that's what we doing? We doing consolation prizes?
But you see where I like I got kind of confused because I'm like, well, if you're not making up your mind, and then this person comes in, and now I kind of like both of them.
So do you really like both of them, or is one is something you're willing to settle for because you really don't believe you can have the one you really want?
I thought that for a minute, but now I felt a little confused. So, I thought what you just said for a minute, and now I'm just not sure. So
But that's where you have to do a self-assessment.
okay.
You have to decide what it is that you want.
Okay.
Because you can have it. It's already yours. You just have to make a decision.
Mariah said she did that with a job. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Miss
Hello,
Toy.
Free. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. I had randomly, I've been on your page literally almost every day since I ended up coming across it, and I was just scrolling through my TikTok, and it's like I've been super like glued to listening to everything that y'all talk about on here. So I thank you for that, because I'm gonna go back into like 2020 or 2021. I can't remember, but I have an older cousin. And I asked her one day, I was like, hey, you want to take a ride with me? I had to go somewhere out of state to help my brother because he was driving 18 wheelers. And he was like, can you come to Tennessee to pick me up? And I was like, okay, I'll come. So she was like, I want to let you listen to something. I was like, I hope it's not no other stuff. Because she was sending me like different videos of like Abraham Hicks and stuff. Because she had just started listening to it. So I was trying to connect with it, and I could, but it wasn't like a strong connection. So then she put on, and we coming from like Louisiana to Tennessee, so that's a long drive. And she ended up putting on this girl named Sparkle Marie on YouTube. I'll never forget. And I could not turn her off. And like I just connected with everything she was saying. She was talking about manifesting and stuff. But I wish that she still had her social media. It's like she just disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know what happened to her social media accounts. YouTube is gone, Facebook, everything. But yeah, everything is gone. Like I can't find Sparkle Marie nowhere. So you're the first person since probably 2022 that I actually like connected with and want to listen to daily, because it reminds me of, okay, yeah, it'll put me in that mind frame of manifesting and realizing who I am again. Because I was following her footsteps and stuff, like not her footsteps, but I was following her, the things she was telling us to do and how to manifest and what it is, and talking about the universe and all that stuff like that, and God. So I'm like, okay, cool, I actually liked it, and things was coming just how I wanted them to. But then some stuff happened for myself. Like I ended up moving to another state with a 1-year-old back in 2018, 18. So this is before the pandemic, and I just kept going back and forth because I had a baby, but I realized that I ended up manifesting some stuff that I didn't want, but I didn't realize it until like 2021, because it was like I always wanted to live in Houston. I always wanted to live in Houston. I'm in Houston now. I've been in Houston for a year now. Me and my son, he's 7 now. But when I tried to do it, it didn't work. And I think I was going into it like with scared intentions, because I went to go live with my father. And me and him don't have a relationship. I'm his first child, but we don't have a relationship. And he was still with the wife who he told me once I moved in, like everything was going good. And I hope I'm not long with it because I'm bouncing around.
Go
But
ahead.
he told me, I was like, why did you just stop like calling me when I was like 8 or 9? You just stopped calling, stop doing this and stop doing that. And he was like, well, I had to choose. He said, no, you don't want to hear this, but I had to choose between you and my wife. And I was like, okay. And after that, everything just went downhill for me and him. Like, it was just like we was trying to build a relationship. And that's why I was asking you and Kevin one night on there. I was like, how do you forgive a parent that, was honest about what they did, even though they tell you you didn't do nothing wrong, but they just had to choose what they thought was right at the time. And him and the wife, they end up getting a divorce. They divorced now, but he has a new wife, and I'm having the same problems I had with the first wife with this new wife from when I was 8. It's like I didn't do that to them. They don't really know me, but they don't like me, and they tell my daddy all the time. They's like, I think you still, I think you. It's like they try to separate us for some reason. I don't understand why. Because I'm like, I'm just trying to get to know him. I don't know much about him. I know he's my dad, but it's like it's not that connection there. So sometimes I get mad and I try to really like let it go, but I literally stay like 15 minutes down the road from him, and he can't really see me and his grandson, which is his only grandchild, because his new wife won't allow him. So I'm just trying to figure out like how do I end up like letting that past really go when I keep seeing it or it replays again, and I know like we right down the street from each other.
It is going to take the forgiveness and the repentance. So you said it while you were talking. You were saying that he did what he thought was right at the time, right? Those the choices he made was based on what he thought was right at the time. So he's only making choices based on the information he has, based on his perception about his reality. And so now you're going to perceive him differently. Now you're going to give the compassion and the grace not only to him, but also to his wife, right? You're going to decide to see them differently because you're going to see you differently. You're going to have different thoughts about them because it's not that you're changing them, you're changing your thoughts about them. And since you're changing your thoughts about them, they must show up differently. So we have to be honest with ourselves. Like, what do you really think about the wife? Think differently and forgive yourself for thinking what you were thinking and decide to think differently. Because I know you got feelings about her. Like, no, I'm not going through this again. And he married the same type of wife again. And so whatever feelings you had about the first wife, you're just carrying on and you're putting it on to the new wife. Right? Because you do have certain thoughts about her, correct?
About which one?
About the current wife.
The current wife?
Because it's the same situation. Right?
It is the same situation. Let me tell you why I think this, and she
you don't have to tell me what you're thinking. Yeah. That's not what I'm not trying to get you to tell me what you're thinking. I'm just saying you're having thoughts about her.
Yeah.
And I want you to think differently.
Okay.
I want you to think that, oh, she thinks I'm awesome. She thinks, why wouldn't my father want to get to know his daughter and his grandson? Of course she sees that as a wonderful thing. Of course she thinks that's something great and grand. Of course she does. Of course she's whispering in my father's ear and saying, you want to see your grandson? Go spend some time with your grandson. He would love to know his pawpaw. He would love to get to know you. This is the thoughts you want to have. That, yes, I forgive my father. He didn't know what else to do, my daughter or my wife. That was a hard choice. he made the easy choice, right? Because she lives with him. That's the easy choice. Is to go with the one he sees every day and then he got to sleep right next to. That choice was convenient. That doesn't mean he liked the choice. It was just a convenient choice. Give him grace. So I forgive you. I know this was difficult for you. I know this was because it would have been difficult for me. And since it would have been difficult for me, how could it not have been difficult for you? Have these conversations with him in your mind. You don't ever say it to him. This is conversations you're having in your mind, because consciousness is the only reality. And when you can settle it in your mind that this is the new reality, that your son is spending time with his grandfather, and his wife is very receptive to you, and she's encouraging the relationship, it must manifest. Because you're going to say, because I'm going to tell you what I did with my husband's ex-wife. Every time I thought of her, I thought differently of her. I'm like, oh, she's an amazing mom. Of course she loves, their daughter. She wants the best for their daughter. I didn't even bring up nothing she did. What she did was of no concern. It was who I was desiring for her to be now. So that's how you think of the wife, and you think of her. Remember, you're not changing them. You're changing your thoughts about them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they reflect the change that you've made in your mind. And that's how it happens. Is what you are thinking you're creating.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, because it started off good, and then it just like when me and my dad and my little boy started getting closer, it's like it just shifted, and I was like, everybody could see it, and I didn't understand. I just thought, I was like, okay, it'll pass. She might just be having a bad day or something like that. It was fine as long as we stayed in another state. She was for it, but then once we moved closer, she wasn't for it because it was too much time being spent. But that's another story. But I'm gonna do that, like you said, still. But then I want to talk about, like I was saying, about the Sparkle Marie situation. We was going to Tennessee. She used to talk about things, and I was manifesting like all kind of great things for me and my child, because he was a premature baby, and I was just like, he gonna be doing this, doing that, and he ended up really catching up. He's 7 now. He caught up with a lot of different things. But I know I used to have sometimes some like limited beliefs about different things with him, because we went through a lot of different things. And with us moving to another state, he goes to like, I got him into like one of the schools that I wanted to get him into for elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just trying to help him build his confidence when it comes to him like reading and doing different things. I tell him all the time, I was like, you could do it. It's just about learning. He's like, all the kids in my class, they know how to do it. So he gets a little bit upset with me because I've been making him be like, I am smart. I believe in myself, like different things like that. So I was going to ask you, what do you think is a good way to reflect, to get him to believe in himself more? Like, is it the affirmations? Like, just keep going on with the affirmations? Because he's really smart and he catch on quick. But the school he goes to, it's like the kids there are... They know a little bit more than what he knows, and he want to catch up with them. So some days he have his days where he's upset about different things.
Yes, I know our tendency is to want to fix the outside first, right? We want to, have him do this, have him do that, have him do this. It all starts in your mind. How are you perceiving him? So in your mind, you're telling him how smart he is. In your mind, you're reminding him he's intelligent. That school is so easy. In your mind, you're hearing him come back and say, oh, Mom, I did it. I was able to do it. Aren't you so proud of me? In your mind, create that reality. And then outwardly, just be patient.
Okay.
Just be patient, be loving, be supportive. Be like, always praise. Always like, oh, good job. Awesome. Look at you getting better and better. Just praise of affirmations, not telling him what to say, but telling him who he already is. Oh, you're so intelligent. Oh, you're the best reader ever. Oh my goodness, look at you. You're doing so awesome. And then your mind, you're saying, oh, he's telling me how smart he is. He's telling me how encouraged he is. He's telling how he, how easy this thing has got for him. He's just like all the other kids. right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you want to hear him say, right? You want him to say how, he's just like everybody else. There's no difference.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
And another thing was, okay, so when I was listening to Sparkle Marie, I had this 2000, I think it was 2014 Nissan Altima, and I knew by like 2021, I was like, I gotta get rid of this car because this car, I have it at 360 something thousand miles. It had been paid for, but I drove that car everywhere.
I know, right? You got your mileage.
Yeah, so like probably in January, the month of January, I started looking at the new Altimas, and I was like, I want the new one. So it was like it was a 20. I wanted a 23, and I visualized the inside. I could visualize the inside, and I had a picture of the inside. I said, I don't want my car to just be all black. I want it to be tan and black on the inside. So I let it go. The guy I was with at the time, he was like, we was driving my car, but because his truck we went to Houston for my birthday, and his truck got stolen at night. It was so crazy. So we had to take my car because he was already out in Houston, but I drove my car because he was working out here. I drove my car out here to meet him. So driving my car. My car started doing all kind of crazy stuff. Like it was like the transmission was going out all of a sudden, like that night. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get me a new car. I remember Sparkle Marie was saying I had already visualized on it and stuff like that. I went to a dealership. I test drove some cars. I was like, no, this not it because the inside's not right. Why the car I got is the exact car I wanted, and the inside is the exact color that I wanted. But ever since then, I'm say 2022, I have not been. I'm not gonna say I haven't been able to, but I haven't been strongly being able to manifest, and I don't know where the disconnect is coming from, but I feel like it's coming back through me listening to y'all again because I got the car I want. I'm able to, afford it, do everything like that. Now I want this townhouse, and we're staying with my uncle right now. And everybody's like, "Why you just want to go get you another apartment?" And I'm like, "I don't like apartments because I always get the apartment. I'm in the middle. I'm on the second floor of the third floor since we moved out here, and I really want this townhouse." So yesterday, I went and I just I backed up in like some extra parking spaces over there where the townhouses are at, and I ended up backing up and I just sat there while y'all was on live talking, and I was just visualizing me backing my car into there. So I'm hoping I get it because she told me, she said, I go by there and I call her. She said, well, these townhouses, nothing is available because everybody lease is not up until March. And I'm like, I need this by November, December. So I don't know. It's like I'm kind of having doubt because I'm like, we in November already, and I've been waiting since June to move into these townhouses because it's not that many. It's like a whole subdivision of them, but mostly where we stay at this close to his school is mostly apartments. So I don't know. I got to remove this doubt, but like I just go by there, I try to ride by there as much as possible and be like, this is where we're going to move to. Even though she said it won't be till March when something may come available, but I don't know. I just have hope that something come available like now, this month or next month.
And so my question is, okay, so all of the other things that you were manifesting while you were listening to this other content creator, what's different from that now other than you're not able to listen to her? What
You said
what did you implement? What was your implementation? Because I know you're giving like credit to the person, but it was really you. It was belief in you that created the reality. And so what was it that you were doing? What was your self-concept? Like you just knew it would happen.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I believed in myself more at that time than I do now, but I feel like I'm operating like, okay, we're in a whole new state, and I'm like, I'm trying to play it safe, and I need to start playing it safe. I kind of know the answer to it, but it's like I'm not trusting myself like I should and sometimes I have doubt. I'll be like, girl, you cannot create this because all this other stuff came that you didn't want. So why? And sometimes it's like I tell myself, no, I'm gonna get this, and then my mom be like, no, you're not. You're not getting it. It's like the doubt will come in. I could just hear it clear. They like, you're not getting it. That's not gonna happen to you. You're gonna have to move back home. Because everybody that I talk to back at home, they want me to move back home because they were like, we miss you. We don't want you out there in Texas. We want you to come back here. We feel like if you come back here, everything will be good. But I wasn't happy back at home. Like it wasn't for me.
And the thing is that, okay, so in this situation, so the other manifestations were based on where you lived because you felt you were in a safer environment, or because it's like, it's like you're creating a doubt, you're creating a hindrance when there's no hindrance there. It's like you're like, but I'm in a different state, but that you're still the same person.
Yeah.
You're still the same creator. You haven't changed. The only thing that has changed is that your faith has increased because of the previous manifestations, right?
Yes, right.
So you got this.
Thank you.
It already belongs to you.
Yes.
It's already yours. How are you decorating it? Are you bringing new furniture in?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trusting that?
I am, because I see it. I see different furniture. I look up different furniture and I like different things that I want. But I don't know why it's like I keep saying,
Don't try to overanalyze it.
I think that's been my problem. So that's what I've been trying to understand when I listen to everybody else talk about different things. I'm like, what am I doing that I'm not manifesting the things that I want? Because I know I can create the things that I want, but I think it's me just not feeling like that I'm worthy of it or I deserve it, because I'm like, I do deserve it. And then other things come up like, why you deserve it? And I'd be like, why shouldn't I deserve it? I don't know. It's like I be back and forth with my own self, and it's like,
Yeah, that the old man, the doubts do come up, but then you're like, but it's already done. I'm already living there. It's already done. There's nothing to argue about.
So
That's my townhome.
Okay.
They're telling me
when thoughts come up that I don't like, should I just when thoughts come up that I don't like, I should just be like, no, that's not true, and like just try to get it out of my mind.
It's not true.
See, I work from home. Okay, gotcha.
It's already done.
See, with me working from home, it's already done. Okay.
I love my new house. I love this house was meant for him. My son and I, we love this new house.
Gotcha.
Everything we wanted, everything we dreamed of and more. Talk as though it's already yours, because it is.
Okay, I will.
It's already yours.
Thank y'all. I'm looking at everything everybody's saying, and I'm not gonna hold your live up, but I've been wanting to come up and just talk about it and say thank you so much for like everything you do, especially like talking to us and helping us understand who we are. I think that was my thing, that I forgot who I was, because I get so caught up into being a mom that I don't take out the time to do anything else outside of my son has like speech therapy, he has homework, he has football practice. Like I don't take time for myself, because by the time I get ready to take time for myself, or I'll try to even like take time to read the Bible, I'll go to sleep, and it'd be like, I just haven't. It's like I feel like I've been in survival mode, and I really need to get out there survival mode, because I don't have time to really. I haven't had time to really visualize what I really want. And now listening back to y'all, I'm like, hey, connect with yourself. Take your time. Be kind to yourself. Your son is taken care of, because I do all that, but it's like taking care of myself. I have stopped it because I work from home. I don't really socialize with many people. I have met people through him, through sports and stuff. But like when me working from home, I'm behind the desk at the house while he's at school all day, really.
Yeah. Do something for you. Exactly. Do something for you. Take a longer lunch break if you can while he's at school, and go do something that you enjoy, a spa day, or, something, shopping, whatever makes you feel good for, a couple of hours if you can, and really, really pour into you. Yeah.
Can I ask you this though? How do we get rid of, I think I asked you this last time on the live, but I don't remember the answer to it. Like if we grew up in I grew up in a household. My parents, I didn't have a bad upbringing. I'm not gonna lie. I had my stepdad. He was a police officer, and my mom, she always worked like in chemical plants. She's an accountant, so I had a good lifestyle. Like I got my first car when I was 15. I want to do the same thing for my child too, and I want to have more kids and get married and stuff like that. But right now, I'm just focusing on like the next step, not the overall step. But it's like growing up, my parents, I always used to tell them, like I used to always watch 106 in Park and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm gonna be on TV, do this and do that. And I wanted to go to college. I was going to college for mass communication. My parents then were like, no, you need an office job, because that's all they really kind of knew where we were from, or nursing. And I was like, no. So I dropped out of college. My third year in college, I dropped out. But this vision would not go out my mind about me having, like, being like on the camera talking to people, or just, it's not a talk show. It's like mostly just like I'm a content creator. And I can't get the vision out of my head. And it's like I'm scared to really just tap into it and start. It's like I'm scared of my own self.
Turn that camera on. There's no one there, especially while your son's at school. Turn that camera on. Just talk to yourself. Do it as many times as you desire, because it's just you and you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just press record, and then one day decide to upload it.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna have to do, because it's like I can't get that vision. That's been in my brain for the longest.
Let's do it, and just do it. You know, if it takes you 100 videos before you decide to post the one, we've all been there. Like, I don't know if you heard the story when I said it, when I first started going live. I was nervous. Nobody was in my lives. And I did take a step back, and I had to refocus and to say the reason why I was doing the lives. And so I did take a step back for a moment to recalibrate, get my mind back. And then once I came back, this has been nothing but love, nothing but love, nothing but love. But yeah, in the beginning, that people like to call the ego, or this, I call it the surface mind. Yes, it's going to give you all kind of reasons as to why you should fear it. But what do you do with fear? You face it. You just face it. And then you realize there was nothing to be afraid about. Everybody's just like you, right? Just like you're talking here, you can do the same thing on your page. You're free flowing, you're talking, no big deal, right? The same mindset when you do it for yourself.
I just got to get back into, like you said, 100% believing that I can and I am and I will do it, because I think that's the only thing that's been in between. Or I do it in a place of doubt. Like I just be like, oh, I'm like, last time I was trying to manifest a townhouse, I was like, I'm gonna get it, and then like I just leave it alone, because I was like, no, they said this date, so she said this date, then that must be what it is, and I accept whatever they tell me.
Your reality. No, this is your reality.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, this is your reality. It's already done.
Yes. Can I get your YouTube information too? Because I couldn't find it when I looked it up.
Oh, really? It's a link in my bio. The YouTube link.
Oh, okay, because I just typed it.
Yep, I got a YouTube link. Yep, but it's Prosperous Living with Toyia.
Oh, with Toyia. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, I didn't even see that right there. Let me go subscribe to it then.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for helping me. I know I was all over the place. My mind.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You got this. It's already done. Don't let circumstances don't matter, right? Tell you the circumstances. That's my house. We live in now. We are enjoying it, and then don't think about it. Don't even think about it. Let it go and let things happen. Like Noreen was reminding us, right? There's always movement, even when it appears like nothing is happening. There is always movement in your favor.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not gonna hold you because I got a lot of things I could say, but this is my main focus right now. Is this townhouse, so we'll talk about other stuff later.
Okay, not a problem. Thanks for coming up. Thank you, pretty. You have a yes.
Let's see. I don't know how to hang it up.
Oh, I'll bring you down. There you
Hello.
Oh, hello, Carolyn. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm great. I just wanted to come up and can you guys hear me good? I mean, can you hear me good? I don't know why my mind thinks that I'm like with multiple people talking at once. But so what I was thinking about is that like we're always giving power to something. Like it's kind of insane. Like there's always two choices. I mean, lately I've been telling myself there's only one choice because that kind of creates like two different, dualities or whatnot. But I feel like I don't know if you were there at the beginning with law of assumption started like getting more motion and stuff. Everybody was like the new technique, like script the 369, the 3 times 33, the all those techniques, and I'm like, that's like you're creating like a whole nother power in a sense, like when everything is just self. Like I think that it all just comes down to self, like the belief in self, not the belief in the technique, the belief in am I doing enough, not the belief of, well, why hasn't reality. I'm like, you are reality. Like reality is just there. It's like you're looking at a bunch of books on a shelf and you get to pick and choose, but you've been picking the same book over and over, you're gonna get the same story. You know what I mean?
Ooh, nice. I love that, Carolyn. I love that. Yes, there's only
Yeah.
one option. I love that. You,
Thank
you
you.
you you have to say that again to the people in the back. They didn't hear you, Carolyn. Say that again.
Loud and clear.
Yes. Yes, there's only one option. And that is where that double-mindedness starts to appear, right? When you start thinking there's another option. There is no plan B. There is no plan C. There's only plan A.
I agree, for sure. Like
Yes,
I
that's
used to I
awesome.
have journals. I'm sorry?
No, I was just saying that's awesome. Nothing. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
like I have journals and journals where I kind of just to like deep dive into this. Like I don't know, it's like so many layers to it, but like at core it's just like the desire is you, like the whatever amount of money, like it's you. It's kind of like a little bit hard to explain to words, but everything has been so heavily conditioned. Like you need to work, I don't know how they say, 40 plus years and then you'll get to the top, or you need to shake the right hands and then you'll get to the top. But I'm like, you are the shake of hands, you are the perfect amount of anything or x. And I think as people that's the toughest thing. And again, we're trying to stay away from saying, oh, that's tough, because in reality things are just as tough as you make them out to be in your mind. And it's just like persistence and repetition, but more so just knowing. I have this one affirmation. Like I don't have a whole bunch. I used to have a bunch of affirmations like written down and all these tapes and stuff. I just came down to one. Like even when things appear that like they're not okay based on my five senses, because we interpret reality with our touch, taste, smell. That's just one percentage of reality. That's not the whole grand scheme of things. So I'm like, even when things aren't okay, they still are okay, because if there's a will, there's a way. Like there's always a way out. And I feel like sometimes we can get stuck in that hamster wheel of, oh my god, like everything's falling apart. But I'm like, is it really falling apart, or are you just so stuck within the emotion that makes you feel like it's falling apart? Because when you just kind of like, okay, let me put the issue aside and remember who I am, literally, like remember your power. So I want to share something that happened yesterday. So I turned in one of my assignments, right, and I didn't get like a favorable grade, and I'm like, no, because I heard back from the professor and I was like, what is this? Tell me why. I didn't even give it attention. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this, because I was going to like talk to someone. I'm like, I'm going to focus on talking to this person, we'll deal with that later. But then like today, yeah, today in the morning, I get an email that the extension got like extended, like to get a second opportunity. And I'm like, that's because I didn't give it attention. Like yesterday, I was like, I'm not gonna dwell in this. Like, this is like, yes, I know it's a grade and yes, it matters, but I'm like, I know this, like, I'm not accepting this. You know what I mean? Like, and then he extended it, and I'm like, that's right. Like, you better extend that, because, like, I don't know, like, I'm not accepting this. And that's happened multiple times actually, where I know like that it's like a bigger issue, but it only appears like it's a bigger issue. And I'm like, I can always go within my mind and be like, you know what? No, like you just kind of have to really free fall into your own belief, because if not, the world was always going to tell you who you are, and that's just not it. Like I also used to follow, I don't know if you know Edward Art. He talks
Hmm.
about Neville.
Yeah.
He has this quote that says, man gets tired of man how does it go? Tired of getting tossed by the wind, and looking outside of himself, man starts looking within. Because, you ask one person, well, how do you feel about me? And then you ask another person, well, what do you think I am? You look to the world for validation over and over. Everyone, you're gonna get a million of opinions, and nobody's gonna have one set because you're looking outside of yourself. But then when you look within, you're like, wait, I'm amazing. I'm beautiful. I can do all things, through myself. Then everything starts changing because everything is a mirror. Since you're being dual-minded, the world is going to be dual-minded as well. You're going to hear one thing and the other and the other, and you're going to start thinking like, well, so what's the reality? You decide what's reality, because we're always picking something mentally. Even when we're going on autopilot, we're still making a choice. And I think that's the beautiful thing of being a human, like having this law of assumption. And I'm really glad it came across you too, because it really started like kind of putting that more into perspective that, wait, we always have a choice. Like even when we don't have a choice, we still have a choice. So it's just about having that strong foundation. And I know it's easier said, like I, can say it like a million times, but it just takes practice, because I do understand sometimes it can be easier said than done. But I guess that's why, like, only some people like get to the top because of that discipline and that persistence, because I don't know, they just really heavily believe in themselves. I know someone that like literally they kept getting told no, and all their circumstances were just no and no. And then right now they're like popping, I'm like, I really like to see that, because it's like you see someone's determination and you're like, wait, like this person, like they had everything in their against them, but then they're like, you know what, no, like I'm gonna go against all odds, and they achieve. So it's real beautiful to see, honestly.
Yes. Persistence. And we think they're just like cliches, or they're just like nice little words to say, but no, persistence is key. Do not take no for an answer, no matter what it appears to be. It will work out for you. But if you give up at the first moment of what appears to be a no, how could you ever realize how strong you are, or how, like, how can you ever realize the faith within you or the power within you is if at the first your first interaction with something that doesn't go your way, you're like, oh no, I can't do it. Oh no, these things aren't going exactly the way I want it to. That means it just wasn't meant to be. That just means it wasn't supposed to happen. No, it's showing you that persistence is key. You don't take no for an answer, regardless.
Yeah,
and you give up too soon, right?
Yeah, for sure. Being stubborn in yourself, like, no, I'm gonna get here, and I don't care if there's like 1,000 people telling me no, like I'm gonna get there one way or the other. I don't know, I feel like me, I've always been like a stubborn person. Like, people tell me like, oh, do this or do that, and it's kind of like, oh, like you're rebelling or this or that, but it's not rebelling. It's just that, like, in the end, I think we know ourselves better, like, then, because people are gonna tell us like, you should do this or you should do that, but I'm like, in the end, we're gonna pick whatever we want, like one way or the other. And circumstances, like, there's no circumstances, like reality is just there.
I love that. Say that again. There are no circumstances. Okay, I have a new phrase now. I like that, Carolyn. I'm going to be using that in my lives now. There are no circumstances that can keep you from your desire.
Yeah, there for sure. It's I just there. Like,
you're muted.
Hello?
Yes.
I don't know. I got interrupted by a call. Hop back in a bit. So I need to return the phone call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yes. There are no circumstances. Who's coming up next? Oh, it's Aaron.
Hello,
Aaron.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
How are you? How are you doing?
I just finished calling this a radio show now.
It is. It's a beautiful radio show. I just finished meditating, and I was like, because I've been in and out listening to the live, and I was like, I've been cleaning, and I said, oh, I need to meditate. I need some quiet time. meditated, went into using my thoughts. I started smiling. I almost fell asleep. But I share that because that's the thing that, like, I know some of us on here haven't, or maybe not say haven't, but don't practice that as much when you go, oh, like, what do you do to get your desires and stuff like that? That whole meditation aspect that you bring up is so true. It's so real. It's one of the one of my favorite things to do is to just still the mind, be quiet, and just like look out the window. I ain't listening to nothing. That's the best time.
Yes, I love your voice, Aaron, too. I'm to tell you that. You have like a radio voice. You have like one of those sultry type deep voices. Like,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
you
thank
have
you.
a nice voice. Yes, I love
Let me
your
start a
voice.
podcast real
I
quick.
know, right? Yes, yes.
I'm gonna
You'll
add
have
that to the list. I am gonna
yes,
add
you'll
that
have
to the list.
everybody tuning in. Yes.
Okay. Oh, that is so awesome. And I have to say thank you. Last night I commented, but it was a beautiful exchange. Like I got to see God's work happening in live action. How you, I don't even know if ministering is the word, but being love, being curious, and Mariah, you sharing your story, asking those questions. I was rooting the whole time when the conversation was happening because I could see, one, we're all reflecting each other. You know, when someone has questions, there is a version of us that has those same questions. And then when someone, you know, quote unquote, has the answer, there's a version of us who already knows the answer. And so it was so awesome to witness the exchange of awakening and love. I was like, and it made me even more convicted in my own desires. And that's why it's so important when we're sharing this. It's like everybody's success is your success. Someone's success story is your success story.
Yes, yes.
And
So true.
when someone wins, we all win. It's so exciting, you know? So it's like, yes, like I won. You got it. Oh my God, I got it.
Yes, yes, so true, so true. Yes, yes, yes. And we just need to have more of them, right? You know, it's just like share all that you can because you are definitely inspiring. It's like when you know that someone else has it, that means you can also have it. That's all.
Absolutely. And then too, I'd say not to use, I know this is not what you're doing, but I've seen it where people will want to hear a success story to increase their faith on whether their desires are possible or not. And it's a reminder that like no matter, it doesn't, you don't need to hear a specific story to know if your desire can happen. The answer is always yes, you know? Because I used to want to hear like, okay, well, tell me your success story. How'd you make it happen? And I like to read them sometimes or listen, but the backbone faith has to always come back to you. Do you believe? I know you asked this question. It's like, I can say this all day, but do you believe it could happen for yourself?
Yep, yep.
And that is and then it's like, oh my gosh, I want to, but it's a process. Like like Noreen said to Mariah too, when you were talking last night, I was like, girl, the reflection was so, I could see myself in the mirror. I was asking those same questions, been in that same space. And I've been on this law of assumption journey for a year. I think I shared that last time. I'm
No,
just
yeah,
now.
I didn't know it was a year. That's good. Only a year? That's okay. All
But
right.
it was like, you know, a little bit of Abraham Hicks sprinkled in before, you know, the law of this, law of that. But I didn't know that I'm the law.
Right.
When I was like, oh, I'm the law, that took me about like 8 to 10 months to wrap my mind around because I was like, I would still look at outside forces thinking that they had power in what I was doing. And they did because I gave it to them. But when I was like, oh, that was me giving the power, I was like, oh, I'm the power? Oh, okay.
Right.
It's on.
It's on.
It is on. It's
At
on.
first, it is a little hard to wrap your mind around, but then when you come to the realization, oh, wait a minute, I get to say, don't nobody else have a say? Is what I say? Oh,
It's
okay. It's on like popcorn, as they say. Yes.
It's on, right. I was thinking, I'm like, is it on.com, on dot, like popcorn, something?
Yep.
Yeah.
But like
So
you
it's
said, we do have to be careful with when people are sharing their success stories, wanting to know exactly how it happened, because then you're boxing infinite intelligence and saying, okay, they did these 10 steps, I must go do these exact 10 steps, and that's how my manifestation is going to come.
right.
No. Infinite intelligence has vast ways, and its ways is past finding out, and how your journey looked is going to differ from mine.
I almost hesitate even in sharing like
How?
the specific details with the how, because we know that it doesn't matter. We know that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I spoke in past, future, in Spanish or in Mandarin, didn't matter what. Affirmation. I'm going to try that actually. I'm going to make a Mandarin affirmation for fun, but it don't matter. It's your game. It's your choice. All you need to know is that it's already done.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm at the point now where I'm like, it's fun. And I'm like, ooh, like surprise me. Like surprise me, God. Like surprise me, higher self. Like I know I still ask questions. I'm like, ooh, how's it gonna happen? But it's I do have that conviction of it's already done. And it's the best place to sit. It's the best place to dwell in. Because you can just chill.
Oh, yes. And I know most people are like, the getting there, the getting to that mindset, the getting to that state, the getting to the trust, the faith. That's the journey of getting to that state. Yes, I know that is done, because yes, you do have those little foxes that come up and bite at the heel to say, but what about this? But what about that? But what if this happens? What if that happens? It doesn't matter. There are no circumstances.
Nope.
Doesn't matter.
And one thing that I still do sometimes, I'm letting go of this one. I tell myself this all the time now, is that because I used to be a perfectionist. I don't know when I read Virgos are perfectionists, and I just adopted that long time ago.
A Virgo. Okay, my husband's a
Yes.
Virgo.
And I just said, oh, okay, I'm a perfectionist too. And, that's all made up. You can believe it if you want. And so I took that on and I became a perfectionist. But and then when I wanted to start, consciously creating, I used to get mad at myself if I, quote unquote, messed it up, or if I reacted, or if I said the wrong thing, blah, blah, blah. And I now affirm to myself, Aaron, you can't mess this up. You can't mess it up. It doesn't matter what you said 10 days ago, what you thought last second. If it wasn't in that direction, you can't mess it up. You still just stay focused on your desire and it's done. Because we all react sometimes. Sometimes it just happens.
Yep. The thing is to give yourself grace. That's what you really have to. The condemnation has to stop, right? The guilt, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened. The spiraling and then continue to talk about it. No, just let it go. It's something that happened. You don't have to beat yourself up. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Like things. It's okay. Just pick yourself back up. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and try again. In my Aaliyah's voice, right?
Yep. Oh, yes, the song, pick yourself up and try again. Okay.
Dust yourself off and try again. Yep.
Right. I love that. I do want to share a quick story that blew my mind. It's so small, but I'm going to take that back. It's not small. It was huge.
Okay.
It was how this whole manifestation, how quickly it can happen. And we just, without even thinking about it. So it was, I went out partying, and then the next morning or brunch time, I met up with my friends, and I was so tired. And I was on the bus heading to brunch to meet my friends. And I said, Lord, I could just use some coconut water. I don't know about y'all, but like coconut water helps you like with the hangover, with the electrolytes and all that stuff. And I was like, I could pop into like a CVS or something and grab me a coconut water before I go to this brunch. But I forgot all about it. So I'm at the restaurant with my friends, and we were just talking, and I randomly said, you guys, like, I could just use a coconut water. And the waiter overheard me, and he was like, I actually have a coconut water. We had a coconut water event at this restaurant last night. There's one left. I'll give it to you for free.
Nice. Yeah.
When I tell you I screamed, you can't make this stuff up. I didn't affirm it. I couldn't even visualize myself drinking this coconut water because I was so hungover. But the higher self did not care. He said, I already have this coconut water waiting for you in the back. And what's that one verse, before you ask, I'll answer, or something?
Yep. That's it. Yep. While you were yet speaking, I did appear. While you were asking, I answered. While you were yet speaking, I did appear.
Yeah. And I didn't even know I wanted coconut water until the desire came to me that I wanted coconut water. But it was already done. It was already planned. So that's why even our desires are God-given. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. Like God's like, here's your desire because I'm going to give this to you. I gave you this desire. We didn't choose our desires. I didn't choose this, you know?
That revelation right there, when you truly understand it, it is a gift from you to you. I was watching a TikToker, somebody I've never seen him before. He came across my FYP page this morning, and he was talking about how, because energy is not created nor destroyed, everything already exists, right? So everything that you can ever think of, perceive, was already there before you ever thought it. Before it ever entered your mind, it was already there. Why? Because energy is not created. So it's already there, and everything is energy. So whatever you're thinking, whatever you're choosing, is actually choosing you, because it's already there. It's already created. I was like, wow.
Yeah, because it's bringing you to you.
Yep. That's the way we have to look at it, that the only thing that's keeping you from your desire is you think that it's not there.
And that it's not yours. You can't have it.
Yep.
It's not going to happen for me.
Yep.
But it's the opposite. Your desires are like, oh my gosh, hey, I'm right here. Hello. I'm waiting for you. Let's go. So yeah, I just share that encouragement. I love your lives. It's been, like I said last time, it's been a huge awakening for me too. You know, I thought I was like, oh, okay, I know some things, but what I've learned too on this journey is that you are always continuing to awaken. You never get it to 100%. It's just more 100% and more and more and more. And you're like, oh, wow. Like that? Oh my gosh.
Infinite expansion. It's never ending. Infinite expansion. We'll always be expanding, always. Even when we depart this body, we'll continue to expand. That's pretty, like, as Abraham Hicks would say, you never get there because you can never get there. Like, there's no place to get to.
You're already there.
Infinite. Yep. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Aaron. Always enjoy you. Love you. Love this
Love
live.
you
Love
too. This
everyone
is
that
awesome.
has become a part of the community. This truly is a community. Now that I get to hear you guys' voice, you're not just reading, not just reading your comments, but now we get to listen to one another, how this this page has just grown. Because I didn't try to say what it was going to look like. I didn't envision anything. We just gonna let it do what it do, whatever it expands to. And I'm so glad that it has expanded to this, where I get to interact more and more with you guys, and we get to just get to know one another a little deeper, a little better, and we get to root for one another.
Yeah. And just encouraging everyone to just take 10 minutes out the day to be still and pause and relax your body. And just even if it feels weird, just sit in that. And it just becomes better and better and better. And that's your home. Then you can go out and play and you're like, all right, this ain't nothing,
Yes. Yes.
So anyways, sending my love, much love to you guys, and have a great weekend. I'll be here listening, popping in and out.
Okay, you do the same, Aaron. Thanks again.
All right.
All right. Yes. Hello, Gigi.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, something had popped up.
Oh, no problem.
I'm still new to this TikTok thing. So new to it.
Yes.
It's like I swear it's like infants work at it a lot better than I do. I discover things on this thing all the time.
Yes. I'm still figuring it out.
So yeah, I just wanted to say hi to you and hi to everybody. And again, I've been binge watching your videos and your shorts.
Thank you.
And it's crazy that I'm going through what's called it feels to me like a rediscovery. Like right now, inside, I feel like my old thoughts and my new thoughts are battling each other. It's like my new thoughts are making their way in and my old thoughts do not want to go. Hi, Megan. How you doing? And I just keep telling myself, or telling those thoughts, like I read in I think it might have been a Flora Scovel Shin book. I said to those old negative thoughts or old thoughts, positive or negative, doesn't matter, just old thoughts. You know what, you don't serve me anymore, so you need to go. And then these are the new thoughts I receive. And so I'll just keep saying those new thoughts, even though my body is kind of rejecting it, or or I feel like, when you go on a roller coaster for the first time,
Yeah.
and you see people yelling and screaming, and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm really going to ride that ride. But you kind of tell yourself, you know what, you're going to have fun, it's going to be okay. So even though you're scared, you ride it, and it ends up being such a great ride that you go on it about 6 or 7 times. So that's how it's been feeling for me. And then I got an awakening when I was, when I asked you about my husband and the ring, and you gave me the affirmations. And then I was listening to other people's stories on here, which is funny. I'll listen to other people's stories, and then it's like my question will be answered. And then Noreen reminded me of something, because we were talking about something, and I said, yeah, I remember I was dating this guy, and I turned him from a player to a nice guy. I started saying he's a nice guy, he's a sweet guy, he's faithful, he only wants to be faithful to me, he only wants to be with me. And then some of my friends were like, I can't believe that you're dating so-and-so, he's such a player. I'm like, well, he's not with me, he's actually a nice guy with me. And then I was like, shoot, if I can do that with this guy, then what am I waiting for? I can get my husband to buy me a ring. So I just said to myself, Gigi, just say he bought you a ring. do what she told you to do. And it's like, ah, one of those moments, like, you know, like one of those aha moments.
You're like, duh.
Yeah, like, duh. So you turn that guy from a player to a nice guy. You said, you know, you started playing guitar. You told yourself you're a great guitar player, and you play guitar really good, like somebody that's been playing for 20 years, because I get that a lot when I tell people how long I've been playing, they don't believe me. So, and then like myself was like saying, and you can't get your husband to get you a ring? What are you talking about? Just start affirming he got you that ring. Right. Just say he got you that ring.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh. So I ended up kicking my own butt, like in a way. Like, okay. I was like, yeah, it's like a reminder. That's why I love watching your program, because it's like you kind of remind all of us of who we are, you know?
Yes.
Because sometimes we forget who we are, and we've been taught by, you know, religion and things like that, that no, it's just the way it is, deal with it, and really it's not.
It's not.
So
we're all encouraging and helping one another. Yes, Miss Cheryl wants to know, how did you change a player? How did you? How?
Okay, well, I didn't even know anything about this law. This was, I mean, years ago. I really liked this guy, and well, it turns out he liked everybody, duh. So my girlfriends were like, oh no, you don't want to go out with him because he's this, he's that. So I kind of got cocky about it and said, oh, not with me. With me, he's faithful. He's a nice guy. He's sweet. He's romantic. He only wants me. He only wants to be with me. And I just kept saying that, but with, you know, believing, like like an assurance, like, you know, I got this. You kind of have to get that attitude. Like, you know, when you go to a job interview and you know you're going to get that job, you say, you know what, I got this. This is mine, kind of thing. But you're doing it with yourself, you know. You don't do it in front of other people because then they'll, you know, think they're crazy. But, like, I don't really care what people think, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't want them locking me up in a mental institution or something. Anyway, I started saying, oh, he's sweet with me. He's so nice to me. He wants me so bad. He doesn't want any other girl but me. And I just kept singing that to myself. And then, like, I'll listen to I'll listen to songs or whatnot and make my own lyrics to it. Like, he only wants me. He only wants to be with me. You know, things like that. And then he asked me out. And don't get me wrong, I played hard to get. And even while I played hard to get, I said, oh, this is driving you crazy. The fact that I said no to you and that I don't want to be with you, you want me even more. Nice. So we started going out. He worked in the New York Stock Exchange. So the first time we went out on a date, he had this habit of, like, you know, bringing a limo with balloons and flowers and stuff. But I'm expecting him to be in the car. He wasn't in the car. So I said to the limo driver, no, I'm not going. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, no. He asked me out on a date. I'm supposed to be going out with him, not you. You're the driver. You go back and you tell him no. Next time we go out on a date, he has to come pick me up. And I sent him on his merry way. So I went out with my girlfriends, and he kept calling. He blew up my phone. And I'm like, you know, thank God for voicemail. And I just keep going into voicemail. And then I waited about a couple of days later. He called, and I pretended he was somebody else. And I was like, hey, yeah. Hey, what's up? What's going on? He's like, what happened? We were supposed to go out on a date. I said, yeah, and you weren't in the car. I'm going out with you, not your limo driver. So I started saying to myself again, he treats me better than he's treated any other girl he's been with. He wants me so bad that he goes out of his way. Just like things like that. Just like, and then when we went out, he showed up.
Subconscious mind, and you didn't even know it.
Exactly.
No.
So, and then all of a sudden he just started like I said, he even proposed. I just wasn't ready to get married at the time, but he did propose. And he kept proposing to the fact that I actually had to send him somebody else, like, Let him find
Now
somebody
you're
else that
like,
wants to
okay, he
marry
doesn't
him
want me.
now.
He no longer wants me. He doesn't want
Yeah.
me anymore. He doesn't. He thinks I'm the worst person ever.
No, I didn't go that far.
Right,
I
right.
said even though he married somebody else, I'm still the one that got away.
Wow.
So whenever I see him, and I've seen him, he's like, he'll give me a hug and he'll whisper, he'll say, you know, you're the one that got away.
Wow.
And all you got to do is say the word, and I'll drop her and marry you in a heartbeat.
Wow.
But I also say that. I say, I'm the one that got away. And if I were to say, hey, let's get together, you'll drop whoever you're with to be with me. So, so you kind of have to get, I know Aaron's laughing his butt off, but you kind of have to get like, kind of like Muhammad Ali, you know, oh, I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
I can fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So I'm like, oh, I'm the greatest. I'm so beautiful. Oh, he wants me so bad. Oh, he wants me so bad. He can taste it, you know, kind of thing. And you kind of develop like an attitude, like a cockiness about it. But, you know.
Yeah. It's amazing. And like Aaron, it's so simple. We just have to remind ourselves of the simplicity of it. Like all you're doing is speaking the way you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
To be that way.
Dream Woman 111. No, I didn't know about manifestation at the time. I just was like saying, because he had dated a couple of my other girlfriends, but I said, well, he might have done that with you, unfortunately, but he's not going to do that with me. Because I knew that I was his next target. I knew he was going to ask me up, but maybe I brought that in, you know, to me by saying, I know I'm his next target. So, you know, words are things, words are spells.
Yes. And that's the thing. You were doing it, you didn't even know you were doing it. So you saw that how uncomplicated it is, right? Because you were doing it, you had no idea. You were already manifesting, you were already programming, you were already saying exactly what you wanted to happen, and you weren't wavering, you weren't doubting, right? It's the same thing. Yeah.
So today we were talking about this and things that you were saying. It kind of reminded me of like, girl, you've done this before. What are you talking about? What are you know? What are you talking? You've done this before. So you know how to do this. Is get back on that. You fell off that bike. Get back on it and ride it. You know how to do this.
Yeah. That's what I was reminding Pretty. She's saying she's listening to the other content creator, and I'm like, but when you manifested the other times and you knew like what's different, like right, like you did it before. Just reach back and remember. Yeah, I was real confident. I was really I knew that I could have it. Exactly. This is
and that's what belief is.
Yeah.
Belief is just a confidence. It's you know, and I just got this awakening just now when I was listening to everybody, because, you know, it's because I kept saying that he's not getting me the ring. I kept saying that. So obviously this keeps coming. So it's like, and then just now, it's just like, wait a minute. Just start saying he's getting you the ring. Well, first of all, what kind of ring do you want? So that's my homework. I got to find the ring that I want first.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm going to start putting that in his little his mind.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see him bring, I've even manifested him bringing me flowers. So if he can do that, he can bring me the ring. So I just want to thank all of you guys for kind of giving my God self a little smack on the face and say, hey, you've done this before.
So I need to remind myself, yes. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. So awesome. Love this story. Yep. Just persistent in the reality and just how simple it is. Just keep telling yourself, yes, I deserve this. I'm supposed to have this. What are you talking about? Yes, whatever you're desiring wants you so bad it can't help but come to you. It's stuck to you like glue. Yes, it's the magnet. It has to come. You know, just you have to keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
Like, thinking to yourself and everything. You know, you are making it fun, and I think that's what we have to remind ourselves.
Yeah, and even if you're sad, okay, let's say because we're human, like you said one time, or numerous times on your lives, that we are gods having a human experience. So it's okay to have a human experience. It's okay to react. It's okay to cry. It's okay to drop the F-bomb. It's not going to ruin your manifestation. You can always, just say, wait a minute. I got this. And then even while you're crying, you can say, he loves me. He wants to be with me. Or if you're mad, you know what? He loves me. He wants to be with me. or get condescending. You know what? He loves me. He wants to be with me. Or if you're complaining, God, he loves me so much. He just wants to be with me. However you say it, but just keep saying it. And then eventually that little confidence that'll kick in, like, he wants me. Of course he wants me. Why wouldn't he want me? Look at me. Or that job, of course that job wants me. I'm amazing. I can type 100 words, per minute, and I can pick up computer programs easily. Of course, they're going to hire me, things like that.
Yep. Oh, this is awesome. Love. Yeah. Just reminding us of the simplicity of it. It really is this simple.
Yeah. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of coaches teach that you have to earn it. Like, okay, if you say 10,000 affirmations, then you'll get your manifestation. If you do visualization this amount of times, then you'll get your manifestation. And it's not really like that. You already have to see yourself with it. Even if you don't feel it at the moment, even if you don't see it at the moment, you just say, even if you're saying, I got this, kind of robotically, that's okay. Keep saying it, I got it, because eventually the more you say it, you're going to get cocky with it. Yeah, I got this. Yeah, I got this, So.
That's it. I love that. Yep. Don't let other people deter you. Don't let anybody add to or take away. Just trust yourself. You know what to do. You've been doing it all your life.
All your life, yeah.
All your life.
It's like, do you, boo, do you, like they say.
Yep. If you've always been visualizing all your life, then continue. If you always talk to yourself all your life, continue talking. Because that's your technique. That's
you.
The way you do it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes. A Chanel and Hermes bags. I hear you, Megan.
I know.
The Dream Woman is asking you a question.
Yeah, I see it. Hi, Dream Woman. Sometimes you ask something. Well, yeah, sometimes you might want something and then you get it. Yeah, and then, might not want it anymore. Like I did with that guy. I didn't want to marry him, but probably because I kept saying that he wants me so bad and I kept saying he wants to marry me, I threw that in there. Because again, I got cocky with it. I mean, like cocky in a what I mean by cocky is like confident, like in a fun way. I wasn't like a mean girl or anything like that. And then, you realize you don't want it anymore. And it's okay to tell the universe to bring you something else. Absolutely. I mean, God is always hearing us. So if there's something that we've asked him for and we've like, I don't want this anymore. So send it away. He'll I always say he, because I was, created to think that way, but your higher self will, no problem, will remove it. It's like a Bible scripture that says, what's loose on earth is loose in heaven, and what's bound on earth is binded in heaven, something like that. Yep. So whatever you refuse, hang on, there's a car coming by. Whatever you refuse has to go away, and then whatever you accept has to come. So it's not set in stone, like, okay, I asked for it, now I'm stuck with it. No. Right. If you don't want it anymore, you can send it away. And then if you later change your mind a couple of years later and you want it back, well, then just call it back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you want to take a shot at Mariah?
Mariah sent me a question?
She just posted it.
Oh, where is it? I'm trying to find it here.
I know we say time doesn't exist and circumstances don't matter, but some past events, I'm having a hard time manifesting over them.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Hi, Mariah. Circumstances really don't matter. And it's okay to feel how you're feeling. If you feel upset, if you feel angry, you want to let it out, do what you got to do. And then even while you're feeling all that, say the outcome that you want. For example, my husband, whenever I would go out and I come back, he would get angry and start an argument. And so, in the face of that hurt, I would say to myself, "You're no longer going to argue with me anymore. From this moment on, whenever I go out, you trust me. You're okay with me going out, running errands, doing what I got to do, and then you're just going to show concern." So when I would come home, he'd be like, "Oh, honey, are you okay? Is everything all right? I'm just concerned on how you were doing." So your circumstances don't matter. You can tell them what to do. The perfect story of that is in the Bible and Toyia has mentioned this about Jesus and Lazarus. Lazarus was dead in the tomb, already buried in the whole kit and caboodle. And then, Jesus comes into the town and everybody's tripping on Jesus. Like, "Oh my God, Jesus, had you been here a couple of days ago, he'd be alive, blah, blah, blah." Everybody's tripping on him. And he kept saying, "Lazarus is asleep and I'm waking him up. Lazarus is asleep and I'm waking him up." He was crying. Now, he cried not because he was like, "Oh man, they're right. Why wasn't I here like a few days ago? I would have woken him up." No. He was crying because sadness is an energy. Just like laughter. You can go somewhere and watch somebody laugh their butt off and you will laugh along with them and you have no idea what you're laughing at. Kids do that. Like little kids will be laughing about something. And I'll watch a little kid laugh their little butt off and I will be laughing too. And then my husband's like, "What's so funny?" He's like, "I have no idea." But because it's an energy that transfers. Well, sadness is the same thing. You'll be watching like a sad movie and maybe you have nothing to do with that character, but you'll start crying too because they're crying. So that's what Jesus did. But even in those tears, he kept saying, "Lazarus is asleep and I'm going to wake him up. Lazarus is asleep and I'm going to wake him up." And then he said the most beautiful thing, "Father, I know you heard me. Lazarus, come forth." He spoke to his circumstance. That's what that scripture is about. So don't ever think, "Okay, I'm manifesting, Mariah, and I'm saying this over and over, and it's not working." Yes, it is. Yes, it is working. Just because you're not seeing movement doesn't mean things aren't moving. You gotta let patience have its perfect work. I get it. I'm in Aries, and I have no patience. Okay, but patience is consistency. It's persistence. It's not like you sit around and cross your legs and you're waiting. No, it means persistent. If you look up the word, it means to persist. So you just keep at it. So even if you're having a hard time, that's okay. Like Toyia says, give yourself grace and tell yourself, "You know what? That's okay. I got this. I got this. This is going the way I wanted to. This is all working on my behalf. I got this. I got this." And tell yourself that. And then let it go afterwards. If it comes to mind, give thanks. Thank you that it's going the way that I've desired. And let it go. So that's what I would do. So I hope that helped you.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it helped everyone. Great examples, great illustration. Loved it. That's awesome. Yep, persistence, perseverance. You have to persevere. You cannot grow weary in well-doing. And too many of us grow weary. "I'm tired. I've been doing it for 2 days. Where is it?" 2 days? Okay. Oh, but no, you have to. I know it feels like, "Oh my goodness, this must happen now. If it doesn't happen now, I don't know what I'm going to do."
Yeah, I hear you. And I've had those feelings too. And Mariah, you're in show business. Okay, I get it. I've been to auditions as well, and I know how those are like. I remember when I was a kid, I was going to go audition for this magazine thing, and the train was running behind, and I ended up getting to the audition 15 minutes late. and they wouldn't see me because I was 15 minutes late. But it taught me a lesson that make sure you're there early. And so it didn't stop me. I just said, you know what? There'll be another audition. There'll be something better than this. There'll be other auditions, and I'm going to book them. And then I ended up auditioning for a kids' jeans. There's this jeans that was back in the 80s. It started with the letter Z. Can't remember the name of the jeans. So they had like an audition, and my mother took me to it, but this time I made sure, the audition was at 1 o'clock, and Homegirl was there at 12:15. You know?
Right.
So I was like, I ain't losing this one.
Right.
So all the other kids kind of were like trying on the jeans, and back in the 80s, there was like Jordache and Sassoon, and what did they do? They just stick their butt right in the camera. So that's what all the other kids were doing. So I was thinking, well, I'm going to do something different, and I'm a huge fan of Brooke Shields, and she had those Calvin Klein commercials. So then she would have one where she was like putting on the jeans, and she kind of flipped over, and she's reading like some poetry. So I made up my own poetry. So when it was my turn, I said, roses are red, violets are blue. I flipped over and I'm putting the jeans on. I love my Z jeans, and so will you. Something like that. Well, they loved it. I had those people, the casting director, I had them on the flow, laughing their butts off because they knew what commercial I was doing.
Right.
So I got hired right then and there.
Nice.
And was actually, instead of being an extra, was one of the stars of that commercial.
Nice.
So the point is, don't let an audition ruin you. Say, oh, I didn't book that, so that's it. I'm not going to book anything else. No. Have like a mindset. Like, I go to auditions and they are honored to have me there. They want me for their projects. I'm the right look. I'm the right style. They all want to work with me. They're always hiring me. And trust me, you won't even have to audition. They'll just call your agent and be like, we want Mariah. And you can even say that, hey, I don't even have to audition. They just want me. And I've actually been in situations where they've called my agent and they say, oh, yeah, they want you. Do you have to audition? No, they hired you. You got the job. So, don't ever let...
Yeah.
Yep. What were you going to say, Toyia? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, speak it into existence.
Yep. Just speak it into existence. I do the same thing with my live shows when I go live on Facebook. We get like all these lots and lots of views, and people ask for my music. They'll request my songs. But I say, people love my music. People love my songs. People sing my songs back to me. I've been at places where we performed live, actually at live, like on stage, and we've played our own, our own music. And then, I'll be in the bathroom and they'll be singing it. Oh my God, I love that song. Where can I get it? And it brings tears to my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, they're singing my music. I was like, they're quoting me back to me. So, it's okay to say that. It's okay to say, I go to an audition and they always book me. Nobody, I'm no competition. They want me,
Yeah. Hopefully, it's resonating. Really, it's resonating. You have to apply it and trust in yourself, believe in yourself, keep talking to yourself. It's a metaphor, dream woman. The Lazarus story is a metaphor. The whole Bible is psychological.
Yep. Just believe in yourself.
Represents. Let me read to you what Lazarus mean in metaphysically. Oh, you going? Okay. Were you going to get on live? I was just going to. No. You changed your mind. I didn't know you didn't say anything. I didn't know what to do. Check on Michael. Oh. That was my oldest daughter. Let's see. So Lazarus means, okay, It's Greek and from the Hebrew as well. Whom God helps. Assistance of God. Grace of God. Not of help out. Succor. Helpless. The true Hebrew derivation of Lazarus is disputed. Some consider it to be a form of Eliezer, meaning whom God has helped. Others believe it to be derived from Loazar, meaning without help. But in metaphysically, it means whom God helps, refers to the part of the consciousness that is helped by the good, though apparently utterly neglected by the man himself. So Lazarus in that story is just about your desires that seem to be dormant or dead or impossible and becoming a possibility. And Christ, being the I am, resurrects it through the power of belief, the power of faith. That's why he says, Father, I know you always hear me. Doesn't question the power of the I am and knows that when he speaks, it must come forth. I am the truth. I am the way. I am the life. Yep. Oh, thank you, Gigi. Thanks for joining. Yes, I'll upload it, Dream Woman. Yes. I'm reading from the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore. Oh, yes, yes, hey, yes. Oh, okay. Thank you, hey. Yes, yes. That is so amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. Amazing. But I guess this is my time, guys. I think I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of my Saturday. I did really enjoy this live. This was beautiful. Thank you guys for all that you joined and graced us with your presence, with your voice, with your wisdom, with your success stories. I know everyone was definitely encouraging, gave us an aha moment, gave us a new revelation, a new way of understanding, to trust ourselves, to believe ourselves, to know that there are no circumstances that keeps you from your desire. Your desire wants you. Learn to persevere, learn to be steadfast, don't give up, don't lose hope. There is no plan B, there's only plan A. You got this. You got this. Yes, 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 yes. You're all so welcome. Thank you all so much. And as always, beloved, I pray above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Have a wonderful weekend, guys.